Love a Mystery. A Carlton E. Morse audio novel featuring Jack, Doc, and Reggie, specialists in crime and adventure. Now following the northwest trail of a missing millionaire, a killer cougar, and the Phantom Castle. This is Fred Foy introducing Jim Harmon's presentation of Les Tremaine and Tony Clay in an original Carlton Morse thriller, The Fear That Creeps Like a Cat. 5 o'clock in the evening in a Seattle hotel somewhere on the edge of Lake Union. The three comrades, Jack, Doc, and Reggie, are at the jumping-off place in their new adventure. The new adventure consisting of a manhunt with $1 million at stake. They have been assigned by a big insurance company to bring back alive Alexander Archer, declared legally dead by order of the court. The court says he's dead. The insurance company says he's alive, and the three comrades have been assigned to the task of proving the insurance company right. The trio arrived in Seattle an hour ago by Stratoliner and registered at their hotel less than 20 minutes ago.
Well, I'll tell you, hombres, one thing. We're working for the right people. Look at the size of this room. You could swing a hipponoceros by the tail in here. Hey, Jack, you're sure this here's the hotel we was told to come to?
This is it.
Well, doggone, if it's going to be like this, I hope our manhunt don't go no further than right here in Seattle.
Not a chance.
What you mean, not a chance?
This afternoon, or tomorrow morning, we get a telegram from the insurance company in New York, and we're on our way.
On our way where?
Into the wilds of the Pacific Northwest.
Is that all the information we got?
Until the telegram arrives.
I say, Doc, look here. We'll ride over Lake Union.
We are? Well, I'll be doggone. Jack, we're on the second story right here over the lake.
How about you two getting changed?
Changed?
Well, you can't go down to dinner here looking like that.
Is the victuals we eat on the company, too?
Oh, by all means, Doc.
Well, son, just watch me do some expensive eating. Say, that insurance company don't care how it spends its money, does it?
It'll be worth it to them if we bring Alexander Archer back alive.
Yeah. Imagine them giving one man $1 million worth of insurance money.
Well, it was all right when they did it. Archer was one of the most substantial men in New York. Then last year, he lost his pants in a series of financial disasters.
Yeah, I know that. And I still say $1 million smackers is a lot to put on one man. If I had... Hey, company. I'll get it.
Oh, please. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't be sorry. Come on in.
How dare you?
Well, doggone it. What you go rapping on people's doors for if you don't want to come in?
What is it, Doc?
A babe and a honey, what I mean.
You're insulting. I made a mistake.
Oh, no, you didn't.
No.
Come on in here.
Help! Help!
There.
You let go of me.
Look at what I got me, Jack. You fellas can fish for your own.
Doc, are you crazy?
Well, look at her and ask me that again.
But I say, grabbing girls out of the hole?
What kind of gorilla have you got here anyway?
What's it all about, anyway?
I came to your door by mistake, and this...
Sippy cat's a good word, sugar.
Doc.
If you'll please open that door.
Oh, no, you don't.
Doc, behave yourself, will you?
Quite. This is no time for romance.
Romance, my grandma. This little old she-girl's a carrying a shooting pistol.
That's not true.
Look at the shape and sag of her coat pocket and tell me if it's true or not, Jack.
Why did you come to our door with a gun?
I tell you, it was a mistake.
You should ought to be ashamed of yourself. Nice girl like you carrying pistols and telling lies.
You let me out of here.
Who are you?
When the management of this hotel hears about this...
Never mind the management. Who are you?
3 men kidnapping a girl.
Get her, Reggie.
Righto.
No. Let go of me.
Get the gun, Doc.
If you don't let me go, I'll scream.
Scream and we'll gag you.
Got it, son.
Anything else in her pockets?
No. Let me alone.
Yeah, here's a handful of junk.
All right. Let her go, Reggie.
You'll be sorry for this.
Sit down.
Oh.
See that she stays down, Reggie. I want to see what Doc's got here.
3 great, big, brave men.
Nevertheless, you heard what Jack said.
Nothing but a lot of female junk. Powder puff wrapped up in a hanky, lipstick, bunch of keys, compact.
Here, let me see that.
Compact?
Yes.
Help! Help!
That's it. Keep your hand over her mouth, Reggie.
Quite. Now sit there and act like a lady.
Find anything, Jack?
Yes. Look at this. Telegram.
Telegram? What's it say?
From New York to Linda Joyce. It says, Packard, Long, and York arriving Seattle today. Will register at Crawford Arms Hotel. Stop the sign, Nick.
Well, what you know?
But I say, Jack, no one was supposed to know about us arriving in Seattle.
Apparently everyone knows about it. Take your hand away from her mouth.
Righto.
You're Linda Joyce, I suppose.
Supposing I am.
How did this Nick person in New York know we were arriving in Seattle?
How do I know?
Why does he want us stopped?
Yeah, and what's he mean, stop?
When the police hear about you kidnapping and manhandling me, I think you'll be stopped plenty.
This will never get to the police, and you know it.
You think not?
I know it won't. Who are you spotting for?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, yes, you do. You came to our door to be sure we'd arrived and to get a look at us.
That's not true.
I think it is. I also think you felt pretty certain you'd get away with that gag about coming to the wrong door. Otherwise, you'd not be carrying this telegram around with you.
Was it very smart of you, Sugar?
Smart guys. Figure everything out.
I say, Jack, there's one thing I don't like.
What's that, Reggie?
I don't like the way she's taking it. We've caught her with the goods, and yet she doesn't seem a bit worried.
Yeah, what does that mean? She thinks of...
There's your answer.
Yeah, more the same kind of company.
Reggie, keep her in that chair. Put your hand over her mouth. Doc, get behind the door as I open it.
You betcha.
Yes, I'm coming. We ready? Here goes.
Good evening, sir.
What do you want?
You're Mr. Packard, aren't you?
Yes?
May I come in for a moment?
Why not?
Thank you.
Okay, you're in. What do you want?
So, my daughter is in here.
Your daughter?
That's right. By the way, would you mind having that young man standing behind me remove himself?
I'm doing okay, Grandpa.
Yes, but it makes me nervous to have someone behind me.
Frisk him, Doc.
You bet. Hold still, mister.
Pretty desperate treatment, isn't it, gentlemen?
Nothing bigger than a pocket knife on him, Jack.
All right, but keep an eye on him. Now then, who are you? What's your business?
I want you to release my daughter, naturally.
Oh, you do?
Yes, would you mind having that young man take his hand away from my daughter's mouth?
First, what's your name?
I'm Richard Cooper.
Cooper. This girl's name is Linda Joyce.
Linda Joyce? Oh, you must be mistaken.
The heck we are.
What is her name, then?
Laura Cooper. Please have that young man release her.
All right, Reggie.
Quite.
Oh, thank goodness you came, Father.
Laura, how many times have I told you to keep away from strange men?
But it was a mistake. I came to the wrong door.
I'm afraid you're a very naughty girl, Laura.
That's it. You always think the worst of me.
Past experience, my dear. Past experience. Now, if you gentlemen will allow me, I'll take her back to her room. I assure you she won't annoy you again.
You promised that.
Indeed I do.
Well, you better keep an eye on her. Doc's gone for her in a big way, and I won't be responsible.
Oh, dear, oh, dear. I've had so much trouble with this girl. Come along, my dear.
Yes, Father.
Which one of you is Doc?
That's me, Grandpa.
Red hair. Laura's very fond of red hair. Women are weak, my boy. Weak. I beg you not to take advantage of her. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Well, I'll be a two-tailed hipponoceros.
But I say, Jack, the telegram. That girl's more than just a flighty female.
Sure. But that was a great act they put on. Kindly old father and his wayward daughter.
Doggone if it wasn't. The old guy acting like he was on his last leg.
I say, he did look on the trembly side. I felt sorry for him.
Sorry my eye. When I went over him looking for a gun, I felt muscles like steel. That guy could lick his weight in wildcats.
But, Jack, why did you let them go?
Why not? We got everything we could out of them. We can't be bothered with prisoners.
Sure, we know the gang's on our trail, and we know what two of them look like. Hey, who you phoning to?
Listen and you'll find out. Hello. I want to send a wire. Ready? The Viking Insurance Company, 1440 Broadway, New York City. Who is Nick? He tipped off gang in Seattle of our presence. The fight's on. Signed, Jack Packard. Thank you.
Why didn't you tell them to rush them final instructions so we can get out of here?
What's the hurry? If we stick around, we may meet some more of the boys and girls.
Yeah, I wonder if they got any more little old she-gals as pretty as Linda Joyce or Laura Cooper, or whatever her name is.
Good looking, but a little bit on the scratch cat side for me.
They can be anything they want to be, just as long as they're pretty. Boy, did you notice how she filled out that dress she was wearing?
Doc, listen.
Hey, somebody's picking our lock.
Get over there by the door, Reggie. Doc, get in the bathroom.
Okay, son.
Give me the gun.
Okay, catch.
Hey, they've got it open.
Watch.
All right, stick 'em up, you mugs.
Hello, boys.
Shut the door.
What can we do for you?
We'll take care of that. Where's the third guy?
What third guy?
I got this guy covered. Sam blasts that guy by the wall if he makes a move.
I say, a bit drastic, don't you think?
Shut up. Mac, look in the bathroom for that other mug.
3 tough boys.
Shut up. Anybody in the bathroom, Mac? I got him, Jack.
Get him. Get him, Reggie. Get that gun.
Whoopee! Got it, fella. How you coming, Reggie?
There, that does it. Now get to your feet.
Doggone, as pretty as you please.
All right, you. Stand up.
Hey, Jack, now we got him. What we gonna do with him?
Open the window.
The window? You mean we're gonna throw him out?
Why not? The light won't hurt him.
Well, doggone. Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Come on. Help me, Doc.
You done tootin'? Hey, I can't swim.
How'd he go?
Whoopee! Man, what a dive.
Next.
Out he goes. Whee!
Is the man in the bathroom unconscious?
Out like a light.
All right, throw him out in the hall. He might drown. Who is it?
Hurry! Let me in quick!
What do you want?
They're going to kill me!
Get that door open. Doc, Reggie,
Hey, what's the matter?
sprawled on the floor outside our door.
I say, is she dead?
Where do we get her inside? Give me a hand, Reggie. Keep an
Righto.
eye on the hall, Doc.
Okay.
Here we go.
Easy with her. She's breathing. Shut the door, Doc.
Uh-huh. Nobody in the hall.
Right here on the bed.
Hey, will you look what we got this time? Darn if she ain't even prettier than the other girl.
What is it, Jack? What's the matter with her?
She must have fainted. Doesn't seem to be anything else the matter.
Well, that's a relief.
Looky, son. Did you ever see anything prettier than them long eyelashes?
I'm more interested in who she is.
And why she came screaming to our door, saying they were going to kill her.
I'd just like to see anybody try killing her. You know, Jack, all my Texas chivalry...
Forget your Texas chivalry and go get a glass of water.
Just the same if I can fight for this little old gal's honor.
Will you get me a glass of water?
All right.
Help me get her out of her coat.
Right. Hold her up a bit. There we are.
See what you can find in her pockets.
Dressed a bit on the expensive side.
Yes. Look at that diamond on her finger.
Water for baby, Jack.
Yeah.
I say, Jack, here's a letter addressed to Jeanette Archer.
Archer. Here, let me see that.
Quite.
Hey, look. We're hunting for a guy named Alexander Archer.
Of course.
Wonder if Curlylocks here is any relation.
Jeanette Archer. Do either of you remember the insurance company saying anything about a girl by that name?
Heck, I don't remember half them insurance guys told us.
Pour some of that water on this towel and bathe her forehead, Doc.
Now you're talking, son. That's a job I'd really like.
I wish those final instructions from the insurance company would get here so we could get out of Seattle.
Oh, I don't know. We ain't gonna find any gals as pretty as this up yonder in the woods.
But couldn't we go without the information?
I'm going to chance it if they don't hurry up.
She ain't showing no signs of coming around.
Give her time.
Haven't we got all the important information we need? We know that Alexander Archer had $1 million insurance policy. We know that on evidence presented by his estate, he was declared dead by the courts, that the insurance company still thinks he's alive and hiding somewhere up along the Canadian coast.
Yeah, and it's our job to bring him back if he is alive.
And now we know more than that.
No, I say we do.
Well, we know that there's a group of people mighty anxious not to have us go on with this manhunt.
Ain't it the truth? First that pretty female girl that come in toting a pistol, and then that old guy.
Oh, look here.
Huh? Well, what's the matter?
That chappie you knocked unconscious in the bathroom, he's still in there.
Hey, that's right.
There's too many things happening. Reggie, go throw him out in the hall.
With pleasure.
Well, there's one thing, son. We sure are popular. We've been in Seattle about an hour, and here at the hotel about half an hour, and looky at all the visitors we've had.
I wish I knew where this girl fits into the picture.
Well, if she don't fit in no place, can I have her?
You practically got her now. I didn't tell you to hold her head in your lap.
Well, dad busted, it's easier to bathe a forward this way.
Just dump him out in the hall any place, Jack.
Yes, why not? How bad is he hurt?
He's just sleeping off a sock in the kisser.
Throw him out.
Hey, you know something, Jack?
No, what's the matter?
There's something kind of indelicate maybe I ought to mention.
Indelicate?
Yeah. A real Texas gentleman don't see what he ain't supposed to see. But when we picked up this pretty little old honey out yonder in the hall...
Well, what about it?
Well, fella, to tell you the truth, if you was to look, not that I think you should, you understand, but if you was to look, I bet you money you'd find a little old stabbing knife strapped to this baby's leg just about a right neat.
You sure?
It was an accident. I just couldn't help seeing it.
Oh, don't be a hypocrite.
Jack, I ain't no hypocrite. You don't say things like that.
Where's a knife, huh? The Linda Joyce girl carried a gun, and this one a knife.
Yeah. Looks like all the cats in the Northwest got claws, don't it?
She doesn't show any signs of consciousness yet?
Nope. Sleeping like a baby.
Jack, I say, Richard Cooper.
What about him?
He's coming down the hall.
Hey, you mean Grandpa's coming to pay us another visit?
I'm not sure. I ducked back in the room the moment I saw him.
Want I should frisk him again if he asked to come in here?
Yes. Just leave the wet cloth on the girl's brow and get over by the door.
Ain't much fun to hold an unconscious girl head in your lap anyway.
I was wondering whether that was romance or your mother instinct, Doc.
How would you like a busting eye?
Doc, you're behind the door. Reggie, you open it. I'll have him covered.
Company's here.
Open up, Reggie.
Gentlemen.
I say, it's Mr. Cooper, Jack.
What does he want?
May I come in?
He wants to come in, Jack.
All right.
Please, step in, Mr. Cooper.
I'm afraid I'm getting to be an awful bother.
Hold still, fella.
Here, are you behind me again?
Looks like it, don't it?
Keep your hands out in front of you, Cooper.
Am I subjected to this indignity every time I come into this room?
It's not a bad idea.
Nope, he ain't carrying nothing, Jack.
What in the world gave you the idea that I might be armed?
Everyone else visiting us has been.
By the way, as I came down the hall, I noticed something rather unusual.
That so?
Yes, the body of an unconscious man. Rather out of place in a hotel of this distinction.
Did you call the management?
No, I never like to get mixed up in unpleasant matters of that nature. Besides, the management is upset enough as it is. 2 men dived into the bay from someplace up on this floor.
Dived in my grandma. We throwed 'em in.
Is that so? They said they dived in.
Well, never mind that. What do you want this time, Cooper?
I came for my daughter.
I say, your daughter?
Yeah, she's a little bit eccentric. She has fainting spells.
Fella, you're just lousy with eccentric daughters, ain't you?
I beg your pardon.
That's what I said. First we grab a gal carrying a gun. In her pocket's a telegram saying her name's Linda Joyce. You come along and say her name's Laura Cooper. Next we find the girl outside our door in a dead faint after yelling somebody's trying to kill her. And in her pocket's a letter saying her name's Jeanette Archer. And now you say her name's Cooper.
That's right, Brenda Cooper. Now, if you'll allow me to carry the child back to her room...
Hold it, Cooper.
You mean you're not going to let me have her?
That's right.
But this is outrageous.
Maybe.
But the child needs medical attention. Besides, I object to leaving my daughter in this room with 3 strange men.
How do you account for the fact she's carrying a letter with the name Jeanette Archer?
Easily. Jeanette Archer's a friend of hers. In fact, they're roommates at college.
That sounds silly.
My good man, are you going to let me take my daughter back to her room? or will I be obliged to call the police?
Say, that's not a bad idea.
Now, see here. I don't want trouble with you men. I'll admit my daughters are a bit wild. I'm not holding you responsible.
Don't move or open your mouth, Cooper.
A gun?
Yes, a gun. Doc, open the door a crack. If there's any funny work, Cooper's going to be sorry.
Okay, fella. Hey, it's a bellboy. He's got a telegram.
Take it and close the door.
Sure. Thanks, son. Here you are.
Got it?
You bet you.
Reggie, look up the number of the police department. Get them on the phone.
Now, don't be hasty.
You're the one who suggested it.
I had no intention of calling them. In fact, I have every good reason for not calling.
You ain't kidding there, mister.
Yes, my daughter's names have been in the papers before. Nothing serious, you understand. Wild parties. Please save them any further notoriety.
Here it is, Jack.
Get them on the wire.
You're going to insist on it?
That's right.
I say, get me Maine 4400, please.
In that case, I shall withdraw.
Suit yourself.
I hope you realize you're breaking an old man's heart.
I suppose there's a little old gray-haired mother with a shawl around her shoulders somewhere in the background, too.
Good evening, gentlemen.
We sure bluffed him out of that one.
Bluff nothing. What's the matter, Reggie? Haven't you got them yet?
They're on the wire, but they asked me to hold the line a moment.
Doc, let me see that telegram.
Oh, yeah. From the insurance company, you think?
Probably.
What's it say?
It's what we've been waiting for.
Oh, righto. Hold the line a moment. Here they are on the wire, Jack.
Let me take it. Hello. Listen, there's an unconscious girl by the name of Jeanette Archer up in room 232 of the Crawford Arms Hotel. Get here quick or she'll be kidnapped. Never mind who this is. Get here and step on it.
Hey, Jack, if we stick around here and get mixed up with the police...
We're not going to stick around. Reggie, tear all the sheets off the bed.
Righto.
But looky, fella.
Doc, will you stop asking questions, start tying these sheets together?
Okay, fella. But if I'm a flying hipponocer, I know why.
Be careful of those knots. They've got to hold our weight.
I say, we're going out the window.
That's just what we're doing.
But doggone it, Jack, the lake's down below us.
Then we'll get our feet wet.
I'll say we will. Clean up to our necks.
There, here. Move one of the beds over to the window.
Come on, Reggie. Doggone it, things ain't getting crazier than a lunatic asylum.
You fellas get out of your coats and wrap some extra clothes in them and tie them to your backs. We're going to have to swim for it.
But why the heck don't we just walk out of the place?
Because, you crazy fool, Cooper and his gang would see us. They'd see we didn't have this girl with us, and they'd break in here and grab her.
We ain't gonna take her with us?
You bet we're not. Let the police come and get her. There. That ought to hold our weight. You ready, Reggie?
Right.
Then out with you while I'm getting ready. We'll meet in those bushes over there beside the lake.
See you later. So long.
Hey, you know, that water's gonna be cold.
Never mind that. Watch Reggie. As soon as he drops into the lake, you go down.
Dad rat it. I know these britches are gonna shrink if they get wet. Where do we go from here, son?
There. I'm ready. There's a motorboat waiting for us down on the Puget Sound.
Reggie's down. Here I go.
Hurry up.
You bet. Motorboat, huh?
Doc, they're here. Hurry up.
Hey, Jack, something's giving way. Look out!
Oh, that's beautiful. Now I've got to dive. Well, here goes nothing.
Wee! Cuss these blame britches. They're choking me to death already. Hey, I suppose you know where we're going, Jack?
Well, we must be almost there. We keep walking along the dock until we come to a warehouse saying, Belts Iron Foundry Loading Dock.
Well, that's silly. How are we going to see Belts Iron Foundry Loading Dock when it's so dark you can't even see the hand in front of you?
That's why I stopped at the drugstore and bought these flashlights.
A lot of good they do.
We're on our way to the...
On our way where?
I don't know. The telegram said we'd find a motor launch waiting for us at the dock.
Well, if we ever find it... Hey, Dad, blast it. Oh, I went and stepped into something. Well, if there's anything for miles around to step in, I'm the fellow that steps in it.
Oh, take it easy, old boy.
Well, blast it all anyway.
You don't know where the launch is taking us?
Nope. We're going to be run across Puget Sound to some little town, and after that, we're on our own.
Sounds a bit indefinite.
Well, after all, that's our job. If the insurance company knew where Alexander Archer was, they'd go get him themselves.
Well, what makes them think he's up in this part of the country?
I don't know, but they must be right. Because if we were on the wrong track, we wouldn't be having so much trouble with the gang that doesn't want us to find him.
Hey, I hadn't thought of that.
Hold it. What's this warehouse say?
You tell me.
Well, there's something up there. I can't read it. Hey, Doc, you're the lightest. Climb up on Reggie's shoulders. Hunch over, Reggie. Come on, Doc.
Think I'm some kind of a squirrel? Hey, hold still, Reggie.
I say, get your knee out of my neck.
I'll hang on to your feet. Now, stand up.
Yeah, so when I fall, I'll light on my head.
Doc, will you stop horsing around?
All right.
Can you see?
Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, it says Belt Iron Foundry.
All right, this is it. Jump down.
Yep. What we need in this outfit is a trapeze performer.
Well, there's supposed to be a pier right out the front. The launch should be tied out there.
I don't see no pier.
Well, it's there. Come on.
First thing you know, we're going to be up to our armpits in the Pacific Ocean.
Not ocean. Puget Sound.
Well, it's just as wet. We would have to pick a foggy night.
Stop grumbling, will you?
Why? That's all I want to know. Just plain why.
Because I'm tired of hearing you. That reason enough?
Reckon so, son. All you got to do is give me a reason. Hey, ain't them lights ahead? Down close to the water?
Quite. This must be it.
Watch out for steps going down to the water.
Fall down and bust your necks.
I hope you do.
Well, I probably will.
Oh, shut up.
Hey, you!
Who said that?
Here, you, Jack Packard.
That's right.
The launch is right down below. Watch the steps. Follow right behind me. Belay there. All right, into the boat with you.
Can't see a darn thing.
Just step down. You're all right.
There. Oh, yeah, here's a place to sit down.
All right, slide over.
Huh? Oh, sure.
All right, Bill. Turn her over and cast off.
Well, fellas, we're on our way.
How much of a trip is it?
You, talking to me?
Yes. How much of a trip have we got ahead of us?
Oh, a couple of hours.
As soon as we get across, we'll find a hotel and get a good night's sleep.
Hey! Hey there! Come back here! You got the wrong boat! You got the wrong boat! Come back! I got the boat you want!
Hey, what does he mean?
Yeah, what does he mean we got the wrong boat?
Crazy old fool. That's crazy French. Every time any other boat on the Sound takes out a load of passengers, he acts like that. Always trying to get a load for his boat.
Is that what it is?
That's it.
Sure acted plenty unhappy.
Can't stand here talking. Gotta go back and take over.
Jack.
Yes.
You don't suppose we could have taken the wrong boat, do you?
That's what I was thinking.
Hey, you think...
And I'm also thinking this is a fine time to find out about it.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's do something about it.
Sit down, Doc.
But look it, fella.
Sit down, will you? Let's figure this out.
Well, I didn't mind telling you, I don't like it.
This man in our boat called me Packard. So he was expecting us all right.
But see here, Jack. We haven't made a move so far that Cooper and his gang haven't known about beforehand.
I know that. But how could they have found out about our orders to come to the waterfront? We only got the telegram about 10 minutes before we left the hotel.
Well, maybe they seen the telegram before it was brought up to us.
Or that chap back in New York might have wired them. He certainly warned them about us arriving in Seattle.
Could be done all right.
Well, then, doggone it, let's make these hombres turn this boat around.
We might try.
What you mean, try? There's only 2 of them and 3 of us.
If they're part of the gang, they're armed. We're not. They could shoot us down before we could move.
In the dark? They couldn't hit the side of a barn.
What do you think, Reggie?
I'm for it.
Doggone right.
All right. Here we go.
You move and you're dead men. All of you.
Hey, who said that?
Never mind. Just don't move.
Well, you long-haired sippy cat.
Yeah, quiet.
What about it, Jack? Are we going to sit here and take that?
Looks like it.
Well, I'll be a 2-horn blue jay.
Doc,
Huh?
cut it out.
You mean we ain't going to do nothing?
That's right.
Now you're talking sense. Just relax and enjoy the ride.
Well, I don't mind telling you, fella. I just plain don't like your face.
How do you know? You ain't never seen it.
I can tell by the tone of your voice I don't.
You talk too much.
I ain't begun to say what I'm a-thinking.
That's so.
Yeah, that's so. And there's something else I just thought of, Jack.
What's that?
Well, looky, can you see this hombre we're talking to?
Nope.
Well, neither can I. Can you, Reggie?
No, I can't. And I've barely near strained my eyes trying to.
Okay. If we can't see him, how the heck's he seeing us? Sure, and if he can't see us, how's he going to shoot us?
One of you bozos make one move.
Yeah, what do you think's going to happen?
Go on, try it. My trigger finger's just itching.
You think he's bluffing, Jack?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, why don't we chance it? At least we'd get some action for our money.
You got an inch in your pants, Doc?
Yes, I have, Dad, blame it. How you and Reggie can sit there like a couple of pumpkins.
Jack, that killed the motor.
This is where you mugs get off. How do you like it?
Get off? I don't see no land.
It's there, though. About a quarter of a mile straight down.
You mean you want us to jump overboard?
Not until you're dressed for it.
Dressed for it?
Yeah. You wouldn't want to get in the cold water unless you was dressed for it.
Hey, what the heck are you talking about? I ain't a horn to go swimming dress or no dress.
Now, you won't mind it with a sack over your head and a piece of iron bar tied to your feet. Not for long, anyway.
Well, I'll be a smelly onion if they're going to tie any arm bar to my feet.
All right, Bill, you ready?
Yeah, let's dump 'em and get out of here. Where's Jake?
He's bringing up the ropes and the hucks of iron.
How about a little light to work in?
No, any passing craft seeing a light drifting out here would get nosy. What's keeping Jake?
Hey, Jake. You better go see what's the matter.
Well, keep that rod on them fellas. They're mighty tricky.
You bozos hear that? Hey, you punks. Did you hear what I said? Hey, you guys. Joe, Jake, come here.
Well, what's the matter, Bill?
Come here. I think they've gone over this side.
What do you mean, over the side? Well, where were you and your gun?
What can I do in the dark? I didn't hear a sound. They were sitting right there.
Whoopee!
Jake, there's a hand here.
I'll give you a hand.
That's what you think. Get him. Get that man.
Hey, Jack, man overboard.
Here's some rope. Did you knock him out, Reggie?
I don't know.
Help! Help!
All right, here it comes, Bill.
Do it! I can't swim!
I did throw it.
Yes, I got it! Pull me in!
Help me, Reggie. Heave on it. That's it.
I can hear him. He's right alongside. Give me a hand, fella. There you are, you yellow-tailed polecat.
I can't swim.
I don't know why we didn't hold you under instead of pulling you out.
Tie him up, Reggie. I'm taking care of this other would-be tough guy.
Yeah, I sure landed right on his kisser.
Apparently you did. He hasn't moved since.
Hey, what about the other fella? The guy they called Jake?
He doesn't seem to like our party.
Yeah? Ain't seen hiding a hair of him.
There, that should hold our friend Bill.
All right. Let's go see what Jake has to say for himself.
You betcha. Shuckins, that other fight didn't hardly get my blood circulating.
Hey, Jake! Come on out. You might as well give up.
Yeah, fella. All's out and free.
Here, wait a minute. If we turn on some light, he'll be easier to find.
Yeah, if we know where they are. Hey, what's making them big waves?
Oh, Doc! Reggie! Jump!
Hey!
Run down!
Look out! Look out! Jack? Reggie?
Hello. Everybody all right?
Yeah.
Well, I can't touch bottom if that's what you mean.
I say, what hit us?
Big freighter. Went right on. Didn't even know it.
I say, what about Bill and those other two?
Well, that's their hard luck. The question is, what about us?
Well, if we got aground, I don't know any prettier place than this here Puget Sound. Well, there goes my underdrawers. I could be arrested for what I ain't got on.
Save your breath. We're going to need it if we keep afloat.
Me and Lady Godiva, only she had a horse.
Doc, don't you realize this is serious?
2 or 3 miles out here in Puget Sound, not the faintest idea which way to swim.
You know, Jack, I ain't swum naked since I was a tadpole back in Texas.
You can think of more useless information.
Well, why not? Here we are waiting either to get rescued or drowned. Might as well talk and enjoy ourselves.
Well, go ahead if you're enjoying it.
Well, ain't you?
Never mind me. I can stick my head underwater when I get bored.
Me and my cousin Winnie Mae used to swim in flour sacks when we was kids down in Texas.
Flour sacks, huh?
Yep.
What's the matter? Didn't you have any water?
Oh, you know what I mean. Instead of store swimming suit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there was a pond on her papa's place. Hogs used to wallow in the mud around the edge.
Oh, that's a lovely picture.
No, we didn't mind them, though. We just waded through them and out into the deep water. It'd come up to our pistol pockets in the deepest place.
Wonder you didn't catch something.
We did. Tadpoles, water snakes, things like that.
I mean disease, you dope. Germs.
Heck no. Me and Winnie Mae was so tough, germs couldn't stand the sight of us.
Hey, listen. Quick, yell. Yell your heads off.
Help!
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 Ship ahoy!
Help! Ahoy!
Ahoy there! Did you hear that?
Ahoy! Help! Help!
I hear you. Keep yelling. I'm coming.
He says keep yelling.
All right, take turns. You first, Doc.
Help! Over this way! Help!
This way! This way! Help!
I say he's got the light on us.
Well, doggone. Looks like we ain't going to be fish bait after all.
You see us? Here we are.
I see you all right. The bat's there, right? Don't run them down now. Cut the engine. Easy. Port there. Belay there. We'll have you aboard in no time.
Hey, you got a woman aboard?
You betcha. One woman. One grand sailor, that girl.
Oh, look here.
Hey, tell her to hide her head. We're naked as babies.
Maria, those eyes. Keep them forward.
Oui, Papa.
I don't see anything so dad blamed funny.
Oh, never mind, Doc. Climb aboard.
Okay.
How you doing, Reggie?
I'm already in, Jack.
Oh, all right, then. Here I come.
Huh? That is all, eh?
Yeah, that's all.
Hey, what about them other 3?
What's the use? We haven't heard a word out of any of them.
3 more?
Yes, 3. We've been in the water half an hour.
Maria, start the engine. Circle round. Use the searchlight. There are 3 more.
Oui, it is too late, I think, though.
Here, you wrap up in these blankets.
Blankets? Doggone. Can I use one of them?
What happened? What you do out here?
Our launch was run down by a big freighter. They didn't even know they hit us.
You have lights on, blow whistle, and freighter hit you?
No, we didn't blow any whistle and the lights were out.
No whistle, no lights. Oh, mon Dieu, that is bad. Why not?
Because the 3 men you're looking for now had us prisoners.
Prisoners? Oh, by God. Your name is Jacques Packard, I bet you my life.
Hey, are you the bird that yelled to us just as we pulled away from the dock?
Well, that is right. When you go another boat, I do not know what to do. Then I follow you.
Well, you certainly did the right thing. If you hadn't come along, we'd have been dead Indians in another hour.
Hey, Maria, these are fellas we're supposed to pick up tonight.
Oh, Papa, you tell me this?
Yeah, these fellas we look for. She's no good. We don't look no more.
We don't look for 3 other men.
No, they wicked folks. Let them go to shore best way she can.
Then how shall I set the course, Papa?
Wait, I will take the helm. Now, you fellas, make yourself comfortable. I will send Maria back.
Hey, what's he mean he's going to send Maria back? And us with nothing but blankets on.
It's the first time in your life you've been afraid of a girl.
Well, Dad busted. I ain't presentable. What about you, Reggie?
I say, tell her to keep away from me.
What's a she-woman doing on this boat anyway?
Hello?
Hey!
You boys look like Indian papoose wrapped in blankets.
Hey, would you mind sitting down over yonder by Reggie? You make me nervous.
Oh, I say, not over here.
Here, sit down here.
Oui. These other boys, they are afraid of women?
In their present state.
I think it's a very good thing we come along when we do.
I know it. You're Frenchie's daughter?
That is so. He is a fine man, my papa.
Well, you seem to think you're a pretty good sailor.
I am. I go with him on his boat everywhere.
Hey, was your papa hired to take us on this trip?
Yes. Then you get them wrong broke by mistake.
You're telling us.
This man with red hair talks funny.
Hey, what you mean I talk funny?
I think it's funny.
Well, it's good old United States, and don't let anybody tell you it ain't.
This nice boy with his blonde hair, he is English, I think.
Quite. Do you mind?
Oh, no. When I was in convent, I was very much in love with English boys. Oh, but I am not anymore. I am not in love with anybody anymore.
Well, that's all very swell, lady. But will you tell us where we can get some clothes, or are we going to have to go around here with blankets on the rest of our lives?
No, I don't think you will have to do that.
You don't, huh?
No. When we reach Fort Forest, Papa, I will go up to the store and buy you something.
Yeah? Well, I wear a size 38 underdrawers.
I say, Doc.
Well, blame it all I do.
This Doc makes me want to laugh all the time.
Well, look out for him. He's a Texas boy, and you know how a Texas boy is about women.
Oh, really and truly?
I'm afraid so.
That is a very big place, I think.
You bet your sweet life it's a big place.
With lots of girls?
Yeah, but you have to run them down like you do jackrabbits.
Oh, me. I don't run. I don't run away from anything.
Oh, there, Maria.
Oui, Papa?
This boy, she cold. You give her a drink of brandy, huh?
No, I have not. I have forget.
Good name of Thorn. Where are you with? What kind of folks you think we are? Give it to her. Plenty much.
Oui, Papa. I will fix it. Papa is worried. He thinks you must have big spot of brandy. I will get it.
Hey, you know, I kind of like that gal.
No.
Well, doggone if I don't. Wouldn't you know I'd be wrapped up in a blanket? Something always happens to me when there's a pretty girl around.
There now. We'll fix you up plenty quick, I bet you now.
Maria, you say your father is taking us up to Port Forest?
Oui. Yes, monsieur.
Where is this Port Forest?
Way up the other side of Bellingham on the coast. We will not get there before dawn, I think. You, Monsieur Doc?
Thanks a heap, sugar. You tell your papa I think you're a swell folk.
What kind of country is it?
Oh, very wild.
Not many folks up there, huh?
No, just loggers and lumberjacks.
Lumber country?
Very much lumber. Very much trees. It is a very rough place, I can tell you those.
Doggone, I like hearing you talk.
That's funny. I like to hear you talk, and you like to hear me talk.
You know, Maria, me and you ought to hit it off all right. I mean, when I get me a pair of breeches.
You say crazy things, I think.
Oh, there, Maria.
Yes, Papa?
Come up forward. Take the helm.
1 minute, I come.
Hey, you gonna leave us?
Oui. When Papa calls, poof, I go. But I will come back.
When Papa calls, poof, I go.
You know, Doc, if it wasn't for women, you'd be a top-notch sidekick.
What you talking about? I'm the best doggone sidekick a fella ever had.
Look at you. All you've got in your head is Maria.
Yeah. Well, what you hombres got in your head?
I say, not Maria.
Well, that's your hard luck. Hey, looky, I just thought of something. Have we got any money?
What do you mean, we?
Well, I ain't. Every cent I had is in my breeches pocket, floating somewhere out there.
What about you, Reggie?
I say, not a cent.
Well, ain't that a nice pickle?
Well, I guess it was lucky I was carrying our bankroll. I put it in my waterproof tobacco pouch and tied it around my neck.
Well, Jack, you're so doggone smart it's disgusting. Sometimes I just plain don't like you.
We'll need that cash. If we're going out in the woods, we'll need supplies.
Oh, I know that. Just makes me mad, you being a wise guy all the time.
What's the matter with these fellas? She mad?
No, he's just talking through his hat. What about it, Frenchie? Maria says we won't get to Port Forest before morning.
That girl, Maria, she one smart girl. She knows this country like I do.
Well, what happens when we get to Port Forest?
You ask me?
Yes, I'm asking you.
Oh, that is bad.
Why bad?
Because me, I come back here to ask you same question.
Oh, I see. You had instructions to take us to Port Forest, and that's all?
That is right. Then I have to get next information from you.
Frenchie, you know what this is all about? Why you're taking us up there?
No, I know nothing.
How would you like to make a fortune for you and Maria?
Money? You talk about money?
Lots of money.
Oh, you betcha my life. For money, I'd do anything.
That's a bet. You stick to us, and you'll have plenty of money.
Boom.
Now you're talking, Jack. Man, I can fight my weight in wildcats with that little old Maria looking on. Where's Frenchie and that good-looking daughter of his?
Down that little hole they call the cabin.
Well, doggone it, if there's any cabin, we should have it. We're the ones without clothes.
3 of us couldn't possibly get in it.
Well, 2 of us could. Look at the hair on my legs. Frozen stiff. Break 'em off like icicles.
Well, anyway, it's getting light enough so we can see where we are.
So that's Port Forest.
Where's Port Forest?
Well, at least there's a few buildings scattered about up there.
Don't look very appetizing to me.
Well, don't forget, we're a long way from civilization. Port Forest is the last outpost on the edge of the wilderness.
Hey there, Maria. Up on deck with you. Those fellas, she plenty hungry, I bet you.
Huh. What's he yelling about?
He said he bet we were hungry.
Of course we're hungry.
Well, will you look what's coming?
Hey, food.
You betcha my life, food. Maria, she one good cook.
I think you need something very hot to warm you up, eh?
Oh, you never said a truer word, Marie.
Then we all gather round. Plenty tea, plenty hot bread, plenty meat.
Boy, howdy. Excuse my scanty panties, but I'm hungry.
Oui, I'm quite used to you 3 in these blankets. Papa, don't eat so fast.
Yeah, Maria, she very snooty young lady. She go to convent.
Ah, Reggie, did you ever taste anything so good in your life?
A bit all right at that.
You bet your Sunday britches it's all right.
You talk about the breeches?
You're darn tootin' we are. I swear to my grandma, I never did know before how much comfort a pair of pants was to a fella.
Oui. When we have finished eating, Papa and I will go to the store and buy you some more.
You mean there's a store up yonder?
Oh, one fine store. She got everything in the world. That store, everything.
This is Port Forest, isn't it?
Sure thing.
Sure don't look like much. What's up there?
Big sawmill behind those hills. Big general store. 3 liquor stores for the lumberjacks when they come into town on Saturday night.
Oh, I see.
Plenty liquor, plenty girls, plenty fun on Saturday night, you betcha my life.
Papa, we do not stay here Saturday night.
Oh, by God. What you mean we do not stay here Saturday night?
No, we put out from shore on these boats Saturday night.
Ah, that is woman for you. I send you to convent, and now you say I have no fun on Saturday night.
You know, this is a beautiful little cove, protected from the ocean.
Oh, plenty deep water, too. Big lumber schooners. She come right up to dock here.
I say, then Port Forest is simply a mill town.
That it is. All the men are at the mill or in the woods now.
Are there any other towns in this vicinity?
Not for maybe 100 miles in any direction.
Hey, this place is 100 miles from any town?
And that is not all. By boat. It is only one way to get in here.
I say, we are isolated. 100 miles from the nearest town and can only get in here by boat.
You wasn't kidding, Jack, when you said we was on the fringe of the wilderness.
Papa, we go now, eh?
Yeah, Maria. There's still tea in the pot?
No, we leave that for these 3.
Here, there's plenty more.
No, we go buy you breeches. Come, Papa.
What you do with a girl like that, huh? She thinks she's my boss, maybe, huh?
Well, wait a minute. You want some money?
Huh? Oh, you got the money?
Yes, I managed to save our grub stake. How much will it take?
For 3 outfits? $50.
Papa.
Well, for 3 outfits, $50.
Monsieur, you give me $25, I will bring you back 3 outfits.
Hey, there's a lot of difference.
Yeah, you see? That's what I get for sending these girls to convent.
Here you are, Maria.
We will not be long. Come along, Papa.
Yes, someday I show you who's boss here, I think.
I'll be smelly name if that old boy wasn't going to charge us double.
Oh, we'll be all right as long as we have Maria to keep him in line.
Doggone, ain't life wonderful?
A full stomach and pretty girl, eh, Doc?
Bet your life, there ain't nothing else a fella could want.
I'm beginning to get the lay of the land. If Alexander Archer is in this part of the world, and Port Forest is 100 miles from the nearest civilization, then he's got to come here for his supplies.
Hey, then all we got to do is stick around Port Forest until he comes in to buy something.
No, it isn't going to be that easy.
Why not?
Well, first, he probably buys supplies for 6 months at a time. And then he probably doesn't come in Port Forest himself.
You think he don't?
Not if he's really in hiding. Even in this out-of-the-way place, someone might spot him. At least he'd rouse curiosity and people would talk.
Then we're just going to have to track him down.
Yeah, it looks like it. I've got one hunch. It may not turn out if I can get well enough acquainted with the storekeeper up there. to get him to let me look at his books for the past 6 months.
Quite. Find all the people who have bought large amounts of groceries during the past year.
Might lead to something.
Hey, fella, what about the gang that's been trying to stop us? You think we throw them off a trail?
Well, that's too much to hope for.
What you mean too much? Shucks. Me, I hope we ain't.
You hope we haven't lost them?
Course I do. The little set-to we had with them in Seattle and Puget Sound last night wasn't even a good beginning.
Oh, feeling your oats, huh?
Well, all I got to say is, get me a pair of breeches I can put on and then let the fireworks start.
Jack, I say, someone's coming down the dock.
Probably one of the natives.
Huh? Where? Hey, well, anyway, it's a female native.
Look at Doc's ears prick up.
Hope she's worth a looking at. Hope she comes down here where we can get a good look at her.
You're just full of hope, aren't you?
Oh, got on clothes that we look like this part of the country. Yep, she's a-coming this way. Hey, Jack, why don't you look?
Isn't one girl crazy monkey in this crowd enough?
How do you go about meeting a new girl dressed in a blanket?
She's dressed in a blanket?
No, but I am. Worse luck. Hey, Jack, I can see her face.
No.
Yes, I can. You know who she is?
No. Do you?
You're doggone right I do. She's Linda Joyce.
What's that?
As sure as I'm a-standing here barefooted, it's that little old female we met back in that Seattle hotel.
Well, there we are.
What you mean, there we are?
You asked if we were still being trailed by Cooper and his gang. It looks like they got here ahead of us.
Man, oh man, ain't we got fun.
If she didn't know it was us before, she recognizes us now.
Yeah. Howdy, honey.
Well, boys, welcome to Port Forest.
Yes, a great place, isn't it?
Wonderful country. But aren't you boys a trifle informal?
What you mean informal? Ain't this Indian country?
So I've heard.
Well, ain't you never heard when in Italy do like the Italians do?
I see. So you've taken to your blankets.
That's right. What you leaning up there on that rail for? Why don't you come down and be more sociable?
Why not? Oh, wait a minute first, though. You promise not to try and take me prisoner again?
Of course not. Will we, Jack?
No, we're not in the mood.
All right. Here I come.
Look out you don't slip. That plank's full of splinters.
There.
Sit down. Have a cup of tea.
No, thanks. Too bad you boys left the hotel in Seattle in such a hurry. I was hoping to see more of you.
No kidding.
Really?
Won't seeing more of us up here at Fort Forest do just as well?
Just as well.
I suppose our old friend Richard Cooper is up here too, huh?
Oh, sure, he's here.
Looky, Linda, that old grandpa ain't really your father, is he?
Of course not. We did a beautiful father and daughter act, though, didn't we?
Yeah, almost had me in tears. Cooper had plenty of gall, though. Coming into our room the second time and trying to tell us that Jeanette Archer was another of his daughters.
Well, you'll have to give him credit for trying.
Well, she's safe from your gang anyway. The police will take care of her.
Is that so?
I think so.
But I say, Miss Joyce, who is Jeanette Archer? What relation is she to Alexander Archer?
You don't know?
No, the insurance company said nothing to us about any relative by that name.
You want to make a deal?
Let's hear what it is first.
I'll tell you who Jeanette Archer is if you tell me what became of the 3 men who took you out into the Sound in that other launch last night.
You mean you're admitting that you were in on that deal to try to murder us?
All's fair in love and war.
That wasn't war. That was murder.
Apparently only attempted murder. At least the 3 of you seem to be in fairly good condition this morning.
What you mean, good condition? We ain't got a stitch of clothes to our name.
Then you admit that Cooper and you and the rest of your gang will go to any limits to get rid of us?
We're getting away from the subject. What became of the 3 men who took you out?
They're dead.
You murdered them?
Don't make me laugh.
You won't laugh very long if you killed those men.
All right. We've told you what happened to them. Who is Jeanette Archer?
She was a plant. Cooper had her put on that feigning act to get you in the room and listen to your conversation while you thought she was unconscious.
I say, she was one of the gang?
Certainly.
Oh, there! Breeches for monsieur.
Hey, here comes Frenchie and Maria.
What's your hurry, Linda?
I've stayed too long now. Papa and I buy out the store. Oh, who is this woman? Hello, Frenchie. What do you do on this boat? Little cat. You want me to scratch your eyes out? You get off this boat! Hold everything. I'm going. Get off, get off! I am so mad I'd kill you!
Hey, Maria, hold it, honey.
That woman is a bad woman. I will not have her on my boat. She's a little spitfire, boys. You're welcome to her. The bad name. The witch. The she thing.
Hey, what's the matter with her, Frenchie? What's she got to be so wild about?
She say all women in Port Forest is bad women. She do not like bad women very much, I can tell you that.
It is not funny. She come back. I kill her dead. She bad.
You bet she's bad, Maria. Frenchie, watch out for her and for anybody you see with her.
What I do is...
Because she's part of the gang worth fighting. She's one of those who tried to have us killed last night.
By God, she do that?
And Doc, Reggie, she lied about Jeanette Archer.
I say, you know that?
Certainly. I'm enough of a doctor to know that that girl wasn't shamming. She was really unconscious.
Well, boy, howdy. We really have got a mess of fighting to do, ain't we?
Seven o'clock in the morning at Port Forest, a tiny lumber milling hamlet somewhere up the coast from Seattle near the Canadian border. Jack, Doc, and Reggie's search for the missing man, declared by his estate to be dead, is being hampered on every hand by a well-organized gang of men and women. The three comrades have fought their way up the coast to Port Forest, the only settlement within 100 miles in any direction and approachable only by water. Their only allies in this isolated settlement are Frenchie, who brought them here in his fishing launch, and his daughter Maria. Frenchie told the trio to meet him at the general store.
Here she come now, Bull. How there, fellows?
Well, here we are, Frenchie.
Where Maria? She do not come?
No. She said she'd stay on the launch.
Oh, she mighty fine girl, that Maria. Oh, Bull, those fellows I would tell you about. This one, she's Packard, Jacques Packard.
How are you, Bull?
Any friend of Frenchie's is a friend of mine.
Thank you.
This here, she Doc Long.
And welcome you are.
Mighty done nice of you to say so, Bull, old fella. And this here's Reggie York.
Hey, now, wait a minute, no. Who doing this, you or me?
Sorry, friend.
You betcha. Bull, white-haired kid, she is Reggie York.
How do you do, Bull?
Well, sonny, quite a lad you are, too.
And that one, she got muscles. Bull, look out for her.
Well, what about it, boys? Pour you like a little nip?
Oh, I'm afraid not, Bull. A little too early in the morning.
Early in the morning, late at night, it's good whiskey. That's right, Frenchie, huh?
You betcha my life.
Oh, I haven't any doubt of that. But right now, Bull, I'm trying to get some information.
Well, you came to the right place, my boy. Nothing that's ever happened in Port Forest, or nothing that's going to happen, gets away from Bull McGinnis. I know every man, woman, and child in these woods for 50 miles around.
Well, then you're just the man we want to talk to.
And what is it you'd be wanting? Here, set yourselves up on the counter and be comfortable.
Yeah, thanks. Do you keep an account book of the sales in your store?
Carrie does.
Who's Carrie?
Carrie's me wife. And be careful how you speak her name, or you'll have her down on us mop and broom handle.
She nothing to laugh at, that Carrie. She one holy terror.
Hey, you talk about Bull's wife here like that?
Carrie's as fine a setup of a woman as ever wore a skirt. But I will admit a little might handy with a broom handle. Bless our cantankerous soul.
I say.
Well, look, Bull, I'm very anxious to get a look at those books.
You ain't got a Chinaman's chance, my boy.
Why not?
Carrie just won't have it.
Couldn't you get them for us without her knowing it?
Oh, by God, you ask Bull to put his head in the lion's mouth. You ask him to face Carrie McGinnis?
Hey, she ain't as bad as that.
Not a chance, me lad, not a chance.
Well, now, how about telling us where they are and let us take care of getting them?
What I tell you, Bull, these boys, she is not afraid of anything.
Hey, looky, Jack. Bull here says he knows everything that's going on around here. Maybe he could tell us what we want to know about looking at the books.
Maybe so. How about it, Bull? Do you remember making any large sales of groceries and supplies during the past 6 months?
Well, lots of them.
But I mean really big orders. Perhaps even 6 months' rations.
There's nothing out of the usual. Prospectors, trappers, all sorts of folks living off from Port Forest get their stuff here. Only place they can get it.
I say, this isn't going to be as easy as we thought.
Well, I guess that's that. Oh, wait a minute. You say you know everyone up in these parts?
I pride myself on it.
Well, do you recall any stranger laying in heavy supplies?
Why, no, I can't say that I have.
Oh, my goodness!
Oh, there she blows. Oh, we're sunk, all hands, and the captain.
Bull McGinnis, you know Count Irishman.
Oh, yes, me darling.
Drinking up our stock of liquor.
Well, bless your loving
And at this
heart.
time in the morning.
You can smell me breath.
I'll smell your breath with the whack of my broom handle.
Oh, Harry, me love.
Whoopee!
Outside, all of you. Scum, carrion, no good.
Oh, I say.
Ah, whoopee! Every man for himself.
That's a mean broom handle.
This is far enough, boys.
Boy, this ain't half far enough.
Scalawags, now you see that you keep outside of this store.
I say, she bally near broke that broom over my head.
That's a pretty poor footwork, Reggie.
Man, what a woman. Where did Frenchie go?
He kept running. He must be down to the launch by this time.
Doggone. Hey, Bo, come here.
Yeah, it's all right, boys. Everything's under control now.
Boy, when your little old wife goes to work, she means business, don't she?
Best temper I've seen her in a week. I only got one black eye.
Yeah, you usually get two?
Yeah, but what's it all about, Bull? What do we do to make her so angry?
I've been living with that woman for 20 years now, and I still don't know what riles her.
Well, she sure was riled. No kidding about that.
Well, let's get back to business, shall we?
You see what I mean about getting the account books for you?
You betcha. And we don't blame you none either.
Hasn't there anything happened that you thought was queer?
Hey, wait a minute.
Hey, you got something?
Wait a minute now. Now, about 3 months ago...
Yes?
Jake Sims, come in here with a wad of money and bought enough supplies to stuff an elephant.
Who's Jake Sims?
No count bum. Lives on a log hut over next to the timber, down at the end of the street.
But I say, what was strange about that?
Because Jake Sims don't never work, and he's always broke.
And yet he suddenly comes in and buys a lot of supplies?
Enough for a fella to live like a king for, 5 or 6 months.
He bought them for himself?
That's just it. Damn supplies melted away. After he bought them, he went on a week's drunk, and since then he's been begging meals around just like he used to.
In other words, he bought the supplies for someone else and got drunk on the money paid him for doing it.
Well, that's the way I figure it, yeah.
Bull, where can we find Jake Sims now?
Up at his place. He never gets up before noon.
Well, just where is it?
Well, not far. Just go to the end of the street here. Over across that stoppage, you'll see a log hut. And that's it.
Thanks, Bull. If you see Frenchie again, tell him we'll be back at the launch in half an hour or so.
Yeah, stop by the store on your way back. I'd like to buy you a drink.
With Mother McGinnis and a broom standing by? Not me, fella.
Wish you take it too much to heart. Carries the soul of hospitality.
Well, she's sure got a funny way of showing it. Shall we go, Jack?
Yeah, just a minute. Bull, have you noticed any strangers in Port Forest the last day or so?
Nope, I can't say I have. That is, except them show folks.
Show folks?
Yeah, they're going to put on a show down at the town hall next week. Couple of women. Half a dozen actor fellas. They're staying down at the King Charles Hotel.
Thanks. We'll be seeing you later, Bull.
Well, don't forget to stop by on your way back.
I say, Jack, actors up here?
I suppose it's possible.
It might be possible, but I'll bet money they're not. It's Cooper and his gang just as sure as shooting fish.
We'll have a look as soon as we've talked to Jake Sims.
Well, here we are at the end of the street.
Some street, just one good block long, and weeds are growing up in the middle of it.
There's a log hut.
Huh? Where?
Over there, where the timber line begins.
I say, this path looks like it might lead over to...
Okay, let's go. Man, will you look at them stumps. There's sure been some big trees cut down around here.
Mm-hmm.
And all going to waste.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Some mighty good burning wood for somebody's fireplace. Look at that. Everywhere.
Wood to burn, huh, Doc?
Okay. What do you think about this fella, Jake Sims, anyway, Jack?
He may be our man, all right.
I say, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, buying all them supplies.
Hold it. We're getting too close.
Yeah.
Jove, what a pigsty.
Darned if Jake Sims ain't white trash of the worst sort.
What'd you expect? Bull said he was drunk all the time.
Yeah. All this pretty country and a fella has to come along and make this kind of a stinkhole in it.
Well, let's see if he's in. Hey, Jake. Jake Sims.
Probably sleeping off a binge. Why didn't we just bust in?
Might as well. There's no lock on the door.
Oh, push her open.
Is he in there?
Can't see him. We're this far. Let's go on in.
Sure.
Doesn't seem to be...
Jack, look there behind the bed.
Oh, I say.
Quick, move the bed away. That's enough. Too late. He's dead.
Stabbed in the back with a Bowie knife.
Ghastly.
Well, there's one thing. We were on the right track. But the Cooper gang got here ahead of us.
Well, there ain't anybody ever going to be deader than Jake Sims is right now.
You know, it's interesting, too. He hasn't been dead over 15 or 20 minutes.
I say. Yeah, looky. That window's open over yonder. The killer might have climbed out of the window and beat it for the woods and back as we was a-coming up the path from town.
He was the man who bought supplies and delivered them to wherever Alexander Archer is hiding. As long as he was alive, Archer was in danger of being exposed.
Yeah, and Jake here was double dangerous after what Bull McGinnis told us down at the store. I say, you mean someone of Cooper's gang overheard? Yeah, ain't that the way you figure it, Jack?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
But look here, that means that we're being watched.
Not a doubt in the world of it.
Queer we haven't been aware of it. Yeah, what about that, Jack? Usually one of us spots a tail 2 minutes after he's on us.
Oh, we're out of our environment. Our senses are tuned to city life. They don't know how to react up here in the wide open spaces.
You think that's it, sure enough?
Well, we certainly missed fire this time. Something's the matter.
Doggone. And just because we wasn't on our toes, Jake Sims is a dead Indian.
There's no use staying here any longer.
Yeah. Reckon we ought to go down and report this dead body? Wonder if they got a police department up here.
We've got something more important to do than report dead men.
Huh? Such as what?
Didn't Bull McGinnis say Cooper and his gang were staying at the King Charles Hotel?
Yeah, passing themselves off as a troupe of actors.
Well, then the King Charles Hotel is our next stop.
But aren't we going to report the body?
What's the hurry?
But looky, fella, if somebody else discovers Jake here and reports it, and then Bull McGinnis remembers we was on our way up here the last he saw of us, ain't that gonna put us in one sweet spot? Quite, I don't like it.
Oh, you needn't worry about the body, gentlemen.
I say. Hey, Jack, it's Cooper.
Don't move, gentlemen, or one of you may find yourselves in the same unfortunate state as Jake Sims.
Pointing a gun at us through the window. Is that any way for a nice old man to act? Now, I ask you, fella.
I hope you'll all use good judgment, because my age hasn't anything to do with my shooting ability.
All right, Cooper. What do you want?
Just stand quietly as you are, while Frankie takes care of you.
What you mean, takes care of us?
Frankie, show them what I mean.
Yeah, you want me to go in through the window?
Now, you might get into my range of fire. Go around by the door.
Yeah, sure.
Now, ain't this a nice mess of potatoes?
This is all pretty silly, Cooper.
Oh, you think so?
Certainly. We're within 100 yards of the main street of Port Forest. It's broad daylight. What do you think you're going to gain by this sort of gunplay?
All right, Frankie. Go to work.
Yeah, you bet.
If any fuss starts, drop to the floor, so I won't hit you when I open fire.
Sure. All right, you. Put your hands behind you.
What about it, Jack?
You better do as he says.
Good common sense, Packard.
I say, Jack, he put handcuffs on me. Hey, Jack, are we just going to stand here and take this?
Can you think of anything better to do at the moment?
Yeah, this mug's not carrying a rod.
All right. Take the next one.
Come on, you. Put your hands behind you.
Hey, Jack.
Do as he says, Doc.
Well, darn it anyway.
Come on. You're wasting time.
Ooh, all right. But I warn you, fella, Don't you ever let me catch you down a dark alley at night. Handcuffs. Now we can't fight, Jack.
Just as well at the moment.
No rod on this bozo either.
Well, you see, Frankie, you boys insisted that these three were hard to handle. They're not only agreeable to get along with, but quite friendly about it.
I ain't either friendly, Dad Bunnet. I'm meaner than a he-mule in fly time.
All right, Packard. Your turn. Hands behind you.
Oh, why not?
Letting a pack of murderers truss us up like a passel of chickens without making a fight? What's eating you, Jack, anyway?
I just don't happen to like Cooper's gun.
Packard, I must congratulate you on your high type of intelligence.
No gun on him either.
All right. Take that rope and tie their feet so that they can walk decently but can't run.
Hey, the least you could do if we're going to be your prisoners is to carry us.
No, I'm afraid you'll have to do your own walking. After all, I'm quite an old man.
Darn if you ain't. Just a dirty old man.
I beg your pardon. I am immaculate.
Okay, have it your way. An immaculate dirty old man.
Does this red-headed young man talk all the time?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
And doesn't he ever say anything?
Hey, what you mean, don't I ever say anything?
No, I'm afraid Doc just likes to talk to hear his brains rattle.
Well, that's a nice thing to say about a fella to his face.
That's unfortunate. I detest useless conversation. Unless he can restrain himself, it may be necessary to use a gag.
All right. If nobody likes the sound of my voice...
Not too tight with those ropes, Frank. Give them a chance for a long, easy stride.
Yeah, but then they can run.
Did you ever see anyone try to run with ropes tied to their feet? Personally, Packard, you're more my type.
Thanks for nothing.
Oh, here, come now. I've been looking forward to some delightful conversation with you.
On what subject?
Well, personally, I like books, and I'm very fond of psychology.
I say, an intellectual murderer.
Oh, very unfortunate appellation, young man. Very unfortunate.
Truest thing that's been said up to now. Doggone murderer.
Frank?
Yeah?
When you've finished with those ropes, put a gag in that man's mouth.
Hey, look now.
That's your reward for talking out of turn.
Well, blame it all, he is a murderer, and there's the body laying right there to prove it.
As I was saying, I'm very fond of psychology, but my real hobby is medicine.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yes. My reports on you, Packard, tell me that you studied medicine at one time.
I never finished.
Oh, yes, 3 years, yes. I'm going to be very interested in hearing why you gave it up.
Well, if you got such a thorough report on my past, you should know why.
No, I'm afraid it doesn't tell me that.
All right. Their feet's done. This the guy you want gagged?
Oh, yes, that's the one.
Hey, now, wait a minute.
Hold still.
What, Dad, blame your honored loadout.
Come on. You might as well give up, Doc. You're not the least bit intelligible.
There. Hell, that'll take care of him.
All right. Heard them out the door, and around here to me. Better keep your gun on them.
Sure. Come on. You heard what he said. Round to the side of the cabin with you.
I say, Jack, bit on the idea of a chain gang.
Keep going and no talking.
All right. I'll hold them here, Frankie. Go get the body.
Yeah, I'll tie it up in a gunny sack.
We're taking the body with us?
Oh, yes, of course. If we left it behind, someone might think you boys had killed him.
I should think that would be what you'd want.
Oh, no. Then the police would be hunting you. Let's keep the police out of this as much as possible.
Suits us.
I say, you're taking this all very calmly.
Oh, not the least danger. I've studied the habits of the natives pretty thoroughly. The only ones about at this time of the day are the mill workers, and they're all at work. Oh, don't dally in there, Frankie.
Coming right along. You can get them started towards the woods if you want to.
All right, boys. We'll be moving along then.
You're leading the way?
Now, I think it's safer if I follow. You see that scarred pine to the north?
Yes.
Head for that.
All right.
Mark you, I don't want to shoot if I don't have to, so don't give me any trouble.
I say, looks a bit of rough going.
Oh, yes, you'll have to break through the undergrowth. It gets better shortly.
Well, it's bad with our hands handcuffed behind us.
You can make it.
Righto.
If the ropes on your feet get tangled in the brush, just stand still until Frankie or I can free you.
I say, Jack, bit of a go, what? Kidnapped in broad daylight?
Don't be misguided by what Cooper says. Be careful. He's dangerous.
Quite. What do you suppose he has in store for us?
I don't know, but I'll bet it isn't sitting in front of a fire discussing books and philosophy.
Too bad you're gagged, Doc. Oh, I say.
What's the matter?
Doc's hobble rope caught on a root, and he pitched head first into a bush.
Well, now, we'll take care of that. Up on your feet. Yeah. Now you're all right.
No, Doc will never be all right as long as he's got a gag in his mouth. And that fall didn't help his temper any.
Yes, he does look a bit indignant.
Indignant? The things that Texan's got stored up in his mind would inspire a mule driver.
You're wasting time. Move along.
We're at the edge of the timber. Which way do I go now?
Frankie, take the lead.
Yeah, you mugs follow me along here.
The going's easier from now on. It isn't far.
Isn't far to where?
My boy, the impatient man wastes the golden present in his eagerness for the counterfeit future.
I say.
You're alive and well at the moment. Let that suffice.
That's pretty uncomfortable philosophy for three men with their hands and feet tied and headed for uncertainty.
I'd like to discuss that with you at a later time. The philosophy of living each moment to the fullest without consideration of the next. But just now, I think we're coming to the horses.
Horses?
Oh, yes. Frankie, tie that corpse on the bay mare.
Yeah, that's just what I was going to do.
Yes, she's become resigned to carrying gruesome cargoes.
You expect us to mount these horses?
I'm afraid you'll have to.
No, that must mean we've got quite a trip ahead of us.
Not far. That is, not too far for comfort.
Yeah, there, that'll take care of the body.
All right, Frankie. Lead the roan up beside this stump for our red-headed friend.
I say, I was wondering how we were going to mount with our hands behind us.
Come on, boy.
Come on.
Whoa.
Up on the stump with you young man who talks too much.
I say, that's rubbing it in.
Frankie, untie the rope on his feet and then retie it under the horse's belly when he's on.
Yeah. All right, Texas, hop on.
Cooper, you don't really expect to get away with this, do you?
Oh, that isn't a very intelligent question, Packard. I'm surprised at you.
Look, we were sent up here on a mission. The minute we disappear, the people who are backing us will have the state police and federal department down on you like a ton of bricks.
Well, you talk in a way that makes me realize you don't know all the facts in this case. Your turn up on the stump, Packard. There you go.
There. I'm certainly not dressed for horseback riding.
Oh, you'll do.
What do you mean, I don't know all the facts in the case?
Untie his feet, Frankie.
Yeah.
You came up here into these woods to find Alexander Archer.
That's right.
Hired by an insurance company.
Yes?
Yeah, get on the horse.
It's awkward. I made it. Go on, Cooper. We were hired by an insurance company.
Did the insurance company tell you they'd sent other men out to find Alexander Archer?
Oh, look here.
Did the insurance company tell you that some of those other investigators disappeared?
What are you implying?
Did they tell you that there's been a great deal of secret to do in official circles about these men who have never returned, and that nothing has come of it?
All right, York. Your turn. Up on the stump with you.
Quite. I say, Cooper, are you telling us that we're about to disappear, never to be heard of again?
Oh, there's that possibility, of course.
You must be crazy. We've left a trail behind us broad enough for a village constable to follow.
Yes, officials have followed all those who have come before you as far as Port Forest. But then somehow the trail comes to an end.
Oh, I say.
Yes. At this point, the men sent out by the insurance company seem to vanish in thin air.
Oh, beautiful thought.
Are we ready, Frankie?
Yeah, all set.
Up on your horse, then. We'll take the underground passage.
I say, Jack.
Yes.
I feel very sorry for Doc.
Well, I've asked Cooper twice to take the gag off. He refuses.
Bloody swine.
You'd better sit still in your saddle. This ledge is too narrow for comfort.
Quite. Doc's horse up ahead stumbled a minute ago.
Oh? Well, if one of us goes over, we all go. We're all tied together.
Quite. Joe, this is beautiful country, though.
Yeah, I'll take my sightseeing in a different form. My arms have been bound behind me so long, all the feeling's gone.
I know. Wonder how much farther they're taking us.
You got me.
I say, the ledge narrows up ahead.
Narrower than this?
Oh, quite.
Well, hold your breath. It's 1,000 feet straight down if it's an inch.
Here we go. Hang on.
Get up. Get up. Get up there.
Jack, are you all right?
Oh, yeah, I made it. Is my hair white?
Scared the wits out of me. When I heard your horse scrambling, I thought you'd gone over.
No, so did I. Maybe somebody likes this mountain goat stuff. I don't.
Call back of you and ask Cooper how much more there is of this.
Probably won't do any good. Hey, Cooper!
Yes?
I suppose you know kidnapping's a hanging offense.
My, aren't you informative?
How much farther are we going?
The worst is over. We drop down into a little valley just ahead. Then you'll get the surprise of your life.
Well, that doesn't sound very encouraging.
Oh, you needn't worry about it. Nothing's going to happen to you. Yet.
Not yet, huh?
No. I have taken quite a liking to you.
One of those beautiful friendships, huh?
Jack, the ledge is widening. We're going down into a tiny canyon.
Well, that's something. I'm getting tired of this eagle's nest department. Cooper says we got a surprise in store for us.
Something gory?
No. He says not to worry. Here. This path's taking on the elements of a shoot-to-shoot.
Bit on the steep side, all right. Steady, boy.
I hope the brakes on my horse are good, or I'll run you down.
Well, these horses are used to this trial. Just let them alone. They'll take care of you.
That's all right. But with our hands tied behind us, I'm having something of a problem keeping my seat.
Well, endeavor not to fall off. If you know what's good for you.
Oh, thanks for the warning.
Now we're down. Yes, it's an easy path to the other side of the canyon.
Well, look, how about calling up ahead to your old pal Frank and having him pull up for a bit?
What for?
Well, among other things, how about taking Doc's gag off? He's had it on all day, and that's pretty brutal.
I'm sorry. He brought it on himself.
Then you might be a little humane.
It's all part of the game, you know.
But it's so unnecessarily cruel. He can't do any harm with his voice here.
He talks too much.
I shouldn't expect anything more from you, I suppose.
I suppose not.
Jack, we're coming to a river.
Yes, I hear it. Cooper.
Yes?
I suppose you know your gang murdered that body Frank's got on the pack horse up ahead.
What are you so high and mighty about? What about the 3 men you killed in that launch out in Puget Sound?
Oh, come on, you're crazy. The launch was run down by a freighter. We had all we could do saving ourselves.
In the vernacular, tell it to the Marines.
I say, Jack, Frank's pulling up.
Well, apparently we are going to get a rest after all. Whoa, boy.
Oh, boy. Hey, you ready, Frank?
And this is where you said to get rid of the body, Mr. Cooper?
Oh, yes. In the river.
Yeah.
Well, hurry up. We need to be at the cabin by 4:30. It's almost that now.
Yeah. It won't take me but a minute to get these ropes off.
Say, where does that river go?
It goes underground about a mile down the canyon.
Doesn't it come out again?
If it does, nobody knows where. I don't care to watch. Linda Joyce will guide you now.
Yeah, there. I'll be with you in just a minute. And that's that.
And that's the end of Jake Sims.
Yeah, just like he ain't never been. Now, look at you guys. We go into a cave up ahead.
Cave?
Yeah, that's what I said. I'll have a light up ahead, but it won't do you guys much good. Bend down over your horse's necks, or you're liable to get your head bumped.
A cave? So that's what Cooper meant about the underground passage.
Yeah, never mind about that. Now, just listen to what I'm saying. Do what I tell you to, because when we first go in, we follow along the river, and she makes so much noise you won't be able to hear yourselves think.
Just bend over in the saddle, and the horses will do the rest.
Yeah, that's right. Here comes Miss Joyce. Miss Joyce, I'll keep watching back as we go into the cave. If anything goes wrong, you signal me with your light. So let's go.
Here we go into the cave. No use trying to talk anymore.
Are we through with the river, Linda?
Yes. It goes off into the right.
What happens when we get through the cave?
There's a cabin on the other side where we'll spend the night.
You mean we've got more horseback riding to do tomorrow?
Of course.
Oh, that's great. I'm stuck to the saddle right now.
Yes. Riding's bad if you're not used to it.
Great little comforter.
You boys might be interested to know that when you come out of the mouth of the cave up there, we'll be out of the United States and into Canada.
So that's what this is.
What do you mean?
This trail we've been following, a smuggler's underground system.
Oh?
Well, he's surrounded by crags, 2,000 or 3,000 feet straight up.
I thought you boys would like it. Canadian Rockies. They have a reputation, you know. See that smoke down there? That's our cabin.
Well, that looks better to me than all the Rocky Mountains in Canada.
Our fresh horse is for tomorrow.
Hey, Miss Joyce.
Yes, Frank.
Where does Mr. Cooper want us to dump this cargo?
Take them right up in front of the main cabin. Well, here we are.
Shall I dump them off?
Yes, untie their feet. You'll probably have to help them down.
Let them help themselves. All right, you. Down with you.
Oh, look here. You can't do that.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, there's no use in that sort of thing. Doc's bound and gagged. There's such a thing as decency.
Yanking him off and letting him fall?
Yeah, and your neck.
Here, what are you doing?
Come on.
Great guy, aren't you?
Jack, I say, I can't begin to stand. No feeling at all in my legs.
Hey, your neck.
Bally brute.
I'll remember that, Frankie, my boy.
I'll take the horses down to the stable, Miss Joyce. Can you see about these mugs?
All right. They don't any of them seem to be able to stand.
Okay. Somebody will be out to give you a hand, I reckon. Come on, you. Come on. Hit for the barn.
None of you is hurt, is he?
Well, we're certainly not in a pinky condition.
You'll get over it. Line your backs and kick your feet like you were riding a bicycle. That'll bring back the circulation.
Oh, that's going to be a wonderful feeling.
See here, will you please take that gag out of Doc's mouth?
No.
And you call yourself a woman.
Oh, stop crying. I thought you three were supposed to be tough guys.
Is that brute tied up?
Yes. That's why he's howling. He's only allowed loose when Mr. Cooper's around.
You still haven't told us what became of Cooper.
Oh, he'll be along.
But look here, are we just going to lie here? What happens now?
I'll take you inside as soon as you're able to stand.
Oh, I say.
Circulation's coming back, Reggie.
Quite. Better off the way I was.
I'm beginning to have the same opinion.
Well, you better come along before you get too frisky.
But I don't think I can stand.
Oh, yes, you can. Come on. Get up.
Jove, I say.
Feels like I was walking on stilts with slivers in it.
Righto. Good boy, Doc.
Come on. This way.
Hello. What's in that enclosure over there?
Mountain lions.
Mountain lions?
Yes, some more of Mr. Cooper's pets.
Pets, huh?
Sort of.
But what does a blighter like Cooper want with mountain lions?
That you'll probably find out for yourselves before Richard Cooper is through with you.
7:00 in the evening in a wilderness cabin somewhere across the Canadian border in the Pacific Northwest. Here, the gang murdered the only man who could have given the trio a clue to Alexander Archer's whereabouts, and then in a quick, daring move, took the three comrades prisoners. All day, the Cooper gang traveled by horse with their prisoners by rugged, dangerous trails, finally crossing into Canada through a gigantic natural tunnel. And now, at 7:00 in the evening, somewhat recovered from the trip, Jack, Doc, and Reggie sit before a great fire in a strange wilderness log cabin with their host and captor, Richard Cooper.
Gentlemen, the necessity for keeping you handcuffed to your chairs revolts me.
Well, it don't revolt you no more than it does us, Cooper.
Yes. As your host, I deplore the whole business. As your captor, however, it seems only logical.
Oh, there's logic in keeping us handcuffed to our chairs, all right?
Oh, you see my point.
You bet. Because if we wasn't chained down here, we'd bust you wide open and get out of here.
Apparently you haven't yet learned your lesson, Mr. Long.
What lesson?
I kept you gagged all day because you talked too much.
Now, looky here, Cooper. Every man's got a right to say his piece.
Not unless he has something intelligent to say.
All right, I can take a hint.
I hope sincerely you can. For your sake.
Darn polecat.
Mr. Packard, you seem disinclined to talk.
Nothing to say.
I realize you all must be deadly tired. There was a pretty strenuous trip through the mountains for anyone not used to horses.
Yes, especially with our hands tied behind us.
And yet you all came through it much better than some of our other guests.
I say, you make a regular habit of kidnapping people and bringing them up here?
Oh, nothing regular about it, but there are occasions...
Other investigators before us who have tried to find Alexander Archer, I take it.
Some of them, yes, some of them.
Bit of an organization you have. I've counted 5 men about this cabin, not including myself and Linda Joyce.
Oh, yes. 5 men on duty at this station.
Station?
Oh, yes. This is the Midway station on the underground passage.
You know, I've been giving this some thought, Cooper.
I'm not surprised.
This thing's too well organized simply to be a means of disposing of people who get too nosy about Alexander Archer.
That's logical.
I mean, Archer's only been missing a year. Everything indicates this setup has been established for a much longer time.
Oh, it has, I assure you.
Am I right in assuming it's an underground railroad for smuggling goods between the United States and Canada?
Oh, no. Dear me, no.
That's a logical assumption.
Yes, it could be used for that very well, but never has been.
I see.
There's one thing that puzzles me a bit. I mean to say, aren't you running a considerable risk in bringing us over the trail in the daylight and allowing us to see where you're taking us and how we get there?
Young man, that question shows a pitiful amount of simple faith and youthful optimism.
But look here. If we ever get out of this mess, you know bally well we'll turn in the whole business.
You're darn tootin' we will.
Mr. Packard, don't you think it's time you explained to your 2 comrades the true state of affairs?
What the heck you talking about?
What Cooper's saying is none of us is ever going to be in a position to give him away.
Well, ain't that a beautiful thought for the day?
Quite. Furthermore, I'd say Mr. Cooper's inclined to be a bit on the optimistic side myself.
Well, that's the human mind. Hope rising eternally, each of us living with his own personal convictions.
Good of you to allow us our own personal convictions, Cooper.
Oh, please don't misunderstand me. I have no desire to threaten you, to make you more uncomfortable than necessary. Personally, I would never have brought up the subject of your future. That was done by Mr. York. Mr. Packard here is the only possible one of you who might have some small insight into the things which go on in my mind.
Not much. Beyond the fact that you're a very dangerous man.
Only dangerous because I'm intellectually your superior.
Perhaps that's true. All I know is that I sense something that warns me to watch out.
Speaking of sensing something, what's that raw, wild smell I keep a-smelling?
Quite. I get it, too. A bit like spoiled meat.
Oh, yes. That's my pen of mountain lions.
Yeah? I was going to ask you about that. We saw 'em when we first come. What the heck did Linda Joyce mean when we asked her what you kept mountain lions for?
What did she say?
That we'd probably find out for ourselves one of these days.
That girl is taking a great deal on herself. Linda!
Hello?
Linda, come up here.
There's that darn wolf dog again.
A fine animal. You haven't made his acquaintance yet.
Well, I made all the acquaintance I want to of him. When I see him from my window a-galloping around the house.
Quite. Big, ugly-looking brute. Biggest fangs I ever saw in a dog.
He's half wolf. There you are, Linda.
Yes?
Open the door and let Prometheus in.
Mr. Cooper.
Linda, open the door and let Prometheus in.
All right.
Prometheus.
He's coming.
Prometheus, here you are. That's York. Go over and say hello.
I say.
Prometheus, over there's Long. Go say hello.
You black devil, get out of here.
Prometheus, this is Packard. Say hello.
Hello, Prometheus.
Here. No, come and lie down.
You had a reason for having him make the rounds and smell each one of us, I suppose.
Oh, yes, indeed. He's intelligent. He'll never forget any of you. Watch this. Prometheus, go to Packard. You see, I just mentioned your name to him once. Come back in, lie down now.
So what?
Why, if it should ever be necessary to find one of you in a hurry, that's all.
I say, those fangs, they're positively beastly.
I've seen him tear the throat out of a full-grown bear with one slash of those fangs.
Oh, the throat of a bear?
Linda, you talked with these men about my pen of mountain lions?
Only that they were a hobby of yours.
Any mention of those animals is forbidden, as you have reason to know.
I spoke before I thought.
I'm afraid, my dear, that any more thoughtlessness on your part will have most unhappy results.
You're threatening me?
Nonsense, child. What a thought.
Yes, what a thought.
It's only natural for the human mind to relax. We all need to have our sense whipped into line now and again.
Yes, naturally. I'll be more careful in the future.
Good. Oh, then we can forget about it for something more pleasant. Oh, do you gentlemen play bridge?
Nope. Poker's my game.
Poker? Oh, splendid. I haven't had a good game of poker in a long while.
Yeah, just a minute, Cooper. Haven't we been given to understand that we begin another long trek on horseback early tomorrow morning?
Yes, I'm afraid that's right.
Well, I don't mind telling you, I'm dog-tired. Personally, I'd like to be taken to my room.
Oh, I'm sincerely sorry. What a bad host I've been. Shall we all retire then?
Well, very shortly. But I couldn't face cards tonight. If Doc here wants to play...
All according to what the stakes are.
Oh, I see. What stakes did you have in mind?
Well, now, just for instance...
Yes?
How about us playing for the limit?
I don't think I follow you.
You and me sit down and play a hand of draw poker.
Oh?
If I win, you turn us loose and give us half an hour head start before you try to catch us again.
And if you lose?
Well, if it's all right with Jack and Reggie, we'll guarantee to go along with you tomorrow without trying to get away.
A half hour of freedom tonight in return for good conduct tomorrow.
Well, are you a gambler, ain't you?
Oh, yes. That's no gamble. I've got everything to lose and nothing to gain.
Sure you have.
No, because you haven't the faintest possibility of getting away from me tomorrow. No, my friend. That's no proposition.
Well, what you got to offer?
Let's see. How about this? If you win, you get your half-hour freedom. And if you lose, you lend yourself to a little experiment of mine.
Oh, no.
Linda.
What you mean, a little experiment?
It really is a marvelous opportunity for you. Lend yourself to the advancement of scientific knowledge.
Doc, I think you're getting in over your head.
You mean let myself get bit by malaria mosquitoes, something like that?
Something, but not quite. Linda, I think you'd better leave the room.
Yes, I think I'm going to be sick.
Well, Long, what about it?
Yeah, well, that ain't exactly what I had in mind. But on the other hand, I'm a pretty doggone good poker player.
I won't consider it, Cooper.
The consideration is out of your hands.
I absolutely forbid it, Doc.
But if Cooper here was to give us half an hour head start, Jack, he'd never catch us.
Where's your good sense? If Cooper's taken all this trouble to bring us this far, you think he's going to take a chance of losing us for the fun of playing some one hand of poker?
Oh, I'll release you and give you a full half-hour head start.
You think you will, Jack?
Probably. But there's a catch in it.
Well, all I want to do is get free. I'll take my chances on the rest.
You seem very certain of winning the poker hand.
Of course I'll win. Ain't I told you I'm good at poker? What you say, Jack?
No. Positively.
Reggie?
Absolutely not.
Well, there you are, Cooper.
You mean you've decided not to play?
2 against 3. Majority rules in this outfit.
Too bad. Apparently your two companions haven't the faith in your ability as a poker player that you have.
Hey, is that what you folks mean? You don't think I can beat this tin horn?
No, we don't mean you couldn't beat him. We're saying it's a trick. And you've got everything to lose and nothing to gain.
You're saying my good faith?
I'm saying your good faith is only good as far as it meets your convenience. Now then, if you'll release us from these chairs and take us to our room, I'd like to get some rest.
Jack, I still think
You never had a thought in your life. You want to play that hand of poker just to show off? Now shut up about it.
Hey, fella, you can't talk to me like that.
Jove, I say, Doc, we're all a bit on the nervy side tonight. Let's just drop the whole business.
Well, Dad, blame it anyway.
Cooper, will you stop fumbling with these cards and take us into our bedroom?
Oh, certainly, certainly. I'm sorry for all this unpleasantness.
Let it go.
I'll have to go call the men.
Well, go call them.
Too bad, yes. I'm afraid I've tried your patience too far.
Doc.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, but you didn't get the full significance of what he was saying. There was murder mixed up in that conversation.
Hey, what you talking about?
I know it. I saw it in his face.
I say, watch out. Somebody's outside the door.
Hey, it's Linda.
He mustn't catch me here. But don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again.
What do you mean, Linda?
It's just the chance he was looking for. Watch out for him.
Oh, there, Mr. Cooper.
Linda, go up forward and see what Frankie wants.
Sure, why not?
We're getting close to our destination. Shortly now, and you'll be rid of these handcuffs.
Yeah, but what's worrying me now is, if this here launch should get wrecked or something with us handcuffed to the rail...
Oh, no danger of that, I assure you.
Just the same, if it should happen, we're gone goslings and no two ways about it.
I say, the thing that interests me, I've never realized before how many islands there were off this part of the coast. We've passed so many I've lost count. Oh, yes, hundreds of them.
They got white folks on them?
Oh, dear me, no. Most of them uninhabited. Some have never known the presence of white men.
Mr. Cooper.
Well, Linda?
Frankie says we're at extreme high tide. We can make it through the outer reef now if you're ready.
Oh, certainly. What's he waiting for?
For your orders.
Oh, yes, of course. Tell him to go ahead.
Hi, Frankie.
Yeah, what's he say?
Go ahead. Take us through as fast as possible.
All right. Hold on to your hats. Here we go.
What's he mean, here we go?
We're going to cross the reef. Quite rough for a few minutes. Unfortunately, you gentlemen out here on deck are going to get wet.
What about you?
Linda and I will go down into the cabin.
And leave us 3 out here handcuffed to the rail?
I'm afraid it's necessary.
There's consideration for you. Great, huh, Jack?
If we're crossing a reef, then that must be the island we're heading for over there.
Yes, that's right. Another 5 minutes, and we'll be in. Come, Linda. It's beginning to get sloppy.
See you boys after the flood.
Huh? How do you like them apples? We're going to get a ducking, and we just got to stand here handcuffed to the rail and take it.
Well, there's one thing.
Yeah? What?
We're apparently penetrating right into the heart of the Cooper gang's stronghold.
We're penetrating in all right, but are we going to be able to penetrate out again?
I think you've got something there, Doc.
That depends a lot on what we find on this island, I imagine.
Just remember, we ain't the first folks to be brought on this island. And we got Cooper's word for us that nobody that's ever come here's ever left it. Hey, there's rocks are sticking out of the water.
Look out. Here we go.
Hey, that's no way to treat a fellow. They'll come right up and slap me in the face.
Well, handcuffed to the rail, at least we won't be washed overboard.
Look out! Here we go again! Woo!
Well, that's all. We're inside the reef.
I say, notice how quickly the water grows calm again? We seem to be in a sort of a lagoon.
Well, I don't mind telling you, I could wring out my clothes and start a good-sized ocean of my own.
Yeah, we're all in the same fix there, Doc.
What is there about me and water? Any of it in miles, and it either gets on me or I fall in it.
Well, just the same, I prefer this to riding a horse.
I say, don't even mention horses. From the seat of my pants to the top of my shoes, I'm one long blister.
And if you think this here salt water's doing them blisters any good, man, oh man, I feel like the seat of my pants was on fire.
Listen, you two.
This may be the only chance we'll get to talk together alone.
I say, you think they'll separate us?
I don't know what'll happen when we get on the island. All I know is that Richard Cooper is a very dangerous man, and I want both of you to promise me to watch your step.
Righto.
Especially you, Doc. Everything you say antagonizes him. Just don't talk so much.
Well, I'll try.
I'd advise you to, for your own safety.
But, Jack, what's it all about? Do you think Cooper's bringing us to this island has anything to do with our search for Alexander Archer?
Yes, it's all tied together some way. In fact, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Archer is on this island.
Hey, then if we can escape from here with Archer, our job's done.
That's great, Doc.
Huh? What you mean?
Here we are being brought to the island in handcuffs, and already you've not only got us free, but escaping with Archer.
Well, ain't that the idea?
You're the kind of an egg who turns back and looks at the answer before he's even read the problem.
And another thing I'm wondering about. What you suppose Frenchie and Marie think about our disappearing from Port Forest?
They probably think we've run out on them.
I say, do you think they'll be worried and call the police?
I hope that's what they'll do, but I doubt it. They don't know enough about what we're into.
Well, they was hired by the insurance company to take us to Port Forest. Won't they report back that we disappeared right after we got there?
I hope so. But Frenchie looked to me like a pretty irresponsible old codger.
Watch it. Here comes Cooper.
Oh, nice and dry, and here we are, wet as drowned rats.
Now remember what I said, Doc. Hold your tongue.
Well, gentlemen, you appear to have come through with no ill effects.
Yes. The wetting was just what we needed to whet our appetite.
Well, don't take that too seriously. Linda.
Yes?
Bring up that bottle of brandy out of the cabin. Drop it, Brandy. We'll ward off the cold. 3 or 4 minutes now, and we'll have you out of this and into some dry clothes.
Oh, still the good host.
Oh, yes. I pride myself on it.
I got my own opinions.
Young man, I find your personality very distasteful.
Oh, you do?
Doc.
Well, Dad blast it, Jack.
Shut up!
Jack, I swear to my grandpa, if I don't...
Doc, if you don't stop talking so much, I'll personally wring your neck.
A most unfortunate young man. Just listening to his voice sets my nerves on edge.
Well, you'd have a very unfortunate time of it in the state of Texas, then, I'm afraid.
Is that what it is?
I say, Cooper, isn't your pilot taking a bit of a chance?
What's that?
Well, heading us straight for those rocks on the shoreline.
He knows what he's doing.
You wanted a bottle of brandy?
Oh, Linda, yes. Give each of them a drink. They find it a bit chilly.
Say, you do look like well-dunked donuts.
Their hands are occupied. You'll have to hold it for them.
Sure. Here, Doc.
Looks like pretty dense forest on the island.
Yes, it's all heavily wooded.
Mr. York?
I say, thanks.
Is that reef we crossed all around the island?
Oh, yes, we're well protected from boats. Where we crossed is the only place a boat can get through, and then only at high tide.
What do you mean, protected?
Here, watch. You're going to see something very interesting in a moment.
I asked what you meant, protected.
Oh, did I say that?
Thanks, Linda.
My pleasure.
I say, look what's happening. We're running right into the interior of the island.
I thought that would surprise you.
Well, will you look at that? A doggone river.
Oh, not much of a river, but deep enough to take this launch inland quite a distance.
Well, we're almost there now.
Doggone, will you look at us? Chugging up a river with trees as tall as churches hanging right over us.
I say, beautiful.
Like it, huh?
I certainly do. I've heard about the natural beauty of the Northwest, but Joe...
Hey, what's that?
Oh, that's Prometheus. I've got him locked up down in the cabin.
You brought him along?
Oh, yes. He knows we're almost home.
I was hoping we'd left him behind.
No, not Prometheus. He's my right-hand man, right here on the island.
Right around the next curve is it.
Is what?
The landing pier.
Is that what you mean, Linda?
Why, yes, of course.
Jack, do you smell something queer?
Yeah, I do.
I've smelled it before. Raw. Wild. I say, mountain lions?
Hey, you got mountain lions on this island, too?
A few. Linda, tell Frankie to tie up at the lower dock.
Frankie?
Ahoy there.
Tie up at the lower dock.
All right, I get it.
Right around the bend, gentlemen, is our destination. And here we go around.
But this here mountain lion business...
Mr. Long?
Yeah?
Isn't it obvious that the matter is closed?
Maybe it's closed to you.
Doc, for the love of Mike. Where's your good sense?
Huh? Well, all right. Have it your way. Here we are around the bend. I don't see nothing.
I say, you don't see anything? Jack, will you look at that?
Stone castle?
A bit medieval, but we find it very comfortable. Tell Frank to cut the engines, Linda.
Cut the engines, Frankie.
Okay, all right.
A great medieval castle in this out-of-the-world island?
The story of how it got here is almost as amazing as the first sight of it. I must tell it to you sometime.
Hey, that mountain lion smells stronger than ever.
Linda, tell Frank to come here.
Frank, Mr. Cooper wants you.
You better come and take the helm, then.
All right. We're drifting in.
Doc, I warned you.
Huh? What's the matter?
What do you want, Mr. Cooper?
Put a gag in that man's mouth.
Hey, listen.
Ah, shut up. Open up your mouth.
Why, you darn ornery...
Oh, I say.
There. Yeah, that'll hold you.
All right. Now jump up on the pier and tie us up.
Yeah, and 2 shakes.
Jack, did you ever see a more desolate pile of stone?
Does look more like a jail than a house. It's impressive, though.
There she is. Give me a hand, Mr. Cooper.
As soon as I'm up, bring up those 3 men.
Listen to me.
Oh, Linda.
Humor him if you want to stay alive.
Cooper?
Yes. As long as he finds you entertaining, you're safe.
What about Doc?
I'm afraid there isn't any hope for him. I'm crazy even to talk to you. Watch out.
Linda,
Yes.
release Prometheus before you come up.
All right. That's all. Be smart.
Jack, what does she mean?
Watch it. Here comes Frank. Say, will you tell that Linda woman to keep away from us?
Ah, what's the matter?
Her smart cracks about us being dead men.
Quite. What kind of a she thing is she, anyway?
What do you care, pal? You'll be just as dead no matter what she says.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, sure. Got your gun on him, Mr. Cooper?
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
All right. As soon as I unlock you from the rail, put your hands behind you. See?
Yes.
Behind you now. You're next, Texas. Behind you.
Here comes Prometheus.
Come here, Prometheus. Heel.
All right, that's all of you. Hop up on the dock.
Go ahead, Pop.
Gentlemen, we have arrived. From now on, you are my guests in the Phantom Castle. This castle sank into the ocean 2 centuries ago and no longer exists.
6 o'clock in the evening in the Phantom Castle on one of the myriads of tiny islands off the west coast of Canada, Jack, Doc, and Reggie's $1 million manhunt in an attempt to find Alexander Archer has ended with the 3 of them prisoners of Richard Cooper and his gang. The 3 have vanished from the outside world exactly as other investigators who have hunted Alexander Archer have vanished. The minute they arrived, their handcuffs were struck off, and they were escorted to a huge, musty chamber that apparently is to be their quarters.
It's utterly and ridiculously impossible.
Hi, Jack.
Well,
You should all come over here and look at this.
yeah? You should come over here and look at this.
Okay. What you found?
Look at those windows.
Yeah, all the windows is barred just the same way.
I don't mean the bars. Look at the architecture, how they're built.
What you mean? What I know about architecture?
Well, I don't know very much myself, but if this castle isn't typically Russian architecture of the early 1700s...
Huh? When did you say?
I said early 1700s.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What was the Russians doing over here off the coast of Canada in 1700?
How do I know? Besides, it wasn't Canada in those days.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing in 1700. I mean, nothing but red Indians.
That's right.
So why would Russians go and build a big castle like this here?
I don't know. Where's Reggie?
I don't know. Hi, Reggie.
Hello there.
Where you at?
Coming.
He's a-coming. You know, Jack?
Listen, Doc.
Huh?
Listen how Reggie's footsteps ring. Just walking naturally.
Yeah. Should be hard sneaking up on a fella in here.
These great chambers that do it.
Jack, this is really amazing, this place.
Jack was just saying this was built back in 1700.
Well, it's certainly been redone since then.
Everything but sitz baths and electric lights.
Yeah, they got vent outlets here for hot air furnaces. Wonder why they didn't put in electricity as long as they was going modern on everything else. Hey, what was that?
One of Richard Cooper's pet cougars.
Enough to chill your marrow.
Well, apparently he has them penned up all over the island, so we'll probably hear a great deal of them.
You know, I'm getting so I can't stand mountain lions. Every time I even mention him around Cooper, he slaps another gag in my mouth.
Which brings up something I want to talk about.
Yeah? Why is Cooper so touchy about his pet cougars?
No, it's about you I want to talk.
About me?
Yes. Doc, you've antagonized Cooper to the point where you're in real danger.
No more danger than you two, am I?
More immediate danger. You heard Linda Joyce whisper to me just before we were brought in here.
That we were safe so long as we amused Cooper.
Exactly. Well, Doc, you've annoyed him from the start. So whatever danger there is, you're facing it first.
What kind of danger? What's he going to do? Shoot me? Stab me in the back? If I had some idea...
No, we're not entirely blind to what's going on.
What you mean?
What one thing stands out above everything else?
Absolute isolation from the world.
Mountain lion?
You're both right. And there you are.
Huh. I don't get it. Oh, gone. I wish he wouldn't do that.
These are the facts that we know. We've been kidnapped and brought to an island of which the world is utterly unaware. It seems that other men have been brought here and have never been heard of again.
You're giving me goosebumps, but go on.
Our captor, Richard Cooper, is a highly intelligent man. He claims great interest in the psychology and philosophy of medicine. He has numerous mountain lions in cages about which he maintains the strictest secrecy.
Yeah, we know all that, Jack, but what's that got to do with me? What's my danger?
I think he gave a clue to it last night at the halfway cabin.
Huh? Clue to what's going to happen to me?
Yes. You remember him wanting you to play a hand of poker?
Yeah.
And if you lost, you were to lend yourself to an experiment for the advancement of science?
Hey.
But look here, Jack. You mean Cooper is using these mountain lions for scientific research?
Well, you can see for yourself that they're an important part of Cooper's life, if he's a scientist.
And you think he wants to mess me into his cougar experiments?
Doc, I really don't know.
I'm supposing something like holding a stopwatch to see how long it takes a hungry cougar to chaw up and swallow a red-headed fella from Texas. He wants to give me one of them big cat's brains so I'll go around yowling and spitting.
Doc, cut it out.
Well, you brought the subject up. Said Cooper wants me for an experiment.
No, Doc.
You don't think I'm looking forward to having Cooper whittle on me, do you?
Will you take it easy and listen, Doc? We're all in the same boat. Whatever is in store for you is probably in store for us at a later date.
That's a comfort.
That is, unless we can find some way of fighting our way out of it.
But we couldn't break out of here, Jack.
Not if we had pickaxes and 20 years to do it in.
Not if you had 30 years.
Hey!
Cooper!
Hey, Cooper. Where'd you pop up from?
Oh, does it matter? I'm here.
I saw you come in. Silly trapdoor business.
Yes, Packard. I didn't suppose you'd be impressed.
What do you want?
Why, you're my guests. I came up to bring you down to our evening meal.
You mean we're free to descend the stairs and sit down to your table free men?
Oh, of course, of course. Dear, what did you expect of this place?
I reckon you'd throw some scrapping through the bars for us.
Long, if I allow you at my table, I must ask you to keep quiet.
Now, what have I said?
I simply despise hearing your voice.
Well, I'll be an overfed hipponoceros.
Doc.
Shall we go down then, gentlemen?
Isn't that half dog, half wolf howling?
Oh, yes. That's Prometheus. We tie him up at mealtime. He resents it.
That wasn't your wolf, Doc.
Oh, no, that wasn't Prometheus. Wait a moment while I unlock this door. Oh, that fellow seems to be a trifle hungry. All right, gentlemen. Wait for me, please. We'll all go down together. Now, follow me, please.
This is rather remarkable, Cooper. What's to prevent us from turning on you and making you our prisoner?
Oh, no.
Why not?
In the first place, men with loaded rifles are watching you. We'll continue to watch you, except when you're locked up in your own quarters.
Hey, that sounds silly.
It isn't, though. I spotted one of them already.
That's the immediate reason why it would be foolish to attack me. Now then, gentlemen, down these stairs, if you please.
Like a doggone palace.
The next reason for restraining yourselves is that you could not get out of this castle if you were free to try.
Why not?
There's a deep moat completely encircling the castle. The only means of exit is the drawbridge by which we arrive.
All right, then we'd use the drawbridge.
No. No, you'd never do that.
Why not?
No. Don't ask me to expand on the reason. My little secret, if you will. But I assure you, you'll never use the drawbridge without my consent.
Well, that was a doggone lot of marble steps, if you ask me.
Yes, that's all of them. Now, this way into the dinner hall. I think Linda has a throw rug or two in her quarters. That's all. Beautiful old tile floors. Why should they be covered?
But don't you get a little tired of the click and clatter of feet?
All the servants wear rubber soles. You won't hear them. Here we are.
Well, what you know. Looks like we're gonna eat anyway.
Yes. Now, if you'll arrange yourselves around the board. Packard, on my right, please. Just pull out the benches and be seated. There now. Go right ahead. Oh, you'll find the soup delicious.
Just smell that, will you, Reggie?
Quite. Eat heartily. I'd like to see that. And while you're so doing, I'll return to the matter of your escape.
Yes, do.
Even if you were free of the castle and loose on the island, you'd not get away.
You think not, huh?
I know. It's been tried before. Numerous times before.
What stopped them?
The reef that completely encircles the island. A boat would be dashed to pieces. A swimmer would meet the same fate.
But see here, Cooper. Your man Frank brought us through in the launch.
Oh, yes, there's one place at high tide, but I defy you to find it.
Well, I bet you I could come pretty close to it if I had to.
Pretty close is not close enough. It's certain death, and I'm warning you against trying it.
Cooper, this castle, is it as old as it appears to be?
Oh, yes. Early 18th century.
Then why doesn't the world know about it?
The world forgot about it nearly 200 years ago when it sank into the ocean.
You're really being serious about that?
Oh, yes, it's the truth. Less than 50 years after this castle was completed by a Russian nobleman, the entire island sank, castle and all. Oh, there's history to prove that.
But when did it reappear?
I don't know. But when I first saw it about 35 years ago, there it was. A great ruin entirely covered with mold and vines.
35 years you've known about this place?
Oh, yes. Another man and I discovered it on a fishing trip. We saw its possibilities and immediately set to work restoring it with numerous modern facilities.
Cooper.
Yes?
You said there were two of you.
Oh, yes, that's right. Of course, we had the help of many dependable men.
I'm only interested in this other man. Was he Alexander Archer by any chance?
Why, yes, now you mention it, it was.
Hey, fella, if Archer's half owner of this here castle...
Quiet, Mr. Long.
But doggone it, Archer must be right here in this castle now.
Don't make it necessary for me to gag you before this meal's over.
But Cooper, what's so out of the way about that?
What Long said was perfectly obvious.
It's obvious that Alexander Archer's in this castle.
Yes, and I detest hearing the obvious expressed.
Jack, then we've found Archer?
Oh, you didn't find him. I brought you to him.
Still, we found him.
Several other insurance investigators had the same honor, but dear, I'm afraid it did them little good.
I wonder if you're telling the truth.
Mr. Packard, I don't lie.
I want to see Archer with my own eyes.
Would you know him if you saw him?
I would. Well, when do I see him?
I'm afraid that's impossible.
Why?
Alexander Archer's a very sick man. I don't think he's going to last much longer.
Sick?
But, Jack, if he dies, then the insurance company is out the $1 million.
Oh, yes. I'm afraid my old friend hasn't much chance.
Are you murdering Alexander Archer?
Oh, dear. Such unpleasant conversation.
Well, you admit doing away with them insurance investigators, don't you?
Oh, yes, Long. I'm afraid I do.
What happened to them? What'd you do to them?
The same thing that's going to happen to you very shortly now, my talkative friend.
The trio and their captor host have just finished dinner and have retired to the great reception hall.
Well, that was a very good dinner, Cooper.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
How was it that Linda Joyce didn't dine with us?
Oh, she prefers to eat in her own quarters. Do sit down. Sit down, all of you. Make yourselves comfortable.
Look here. Did I see you just now press a button?
That's right.
But that means electricity.
Oh, yes. We have our own power plant. A little bit incongruous in an ancient castle, I admit, but still we have it.
Then why not electric lights?
What's that?
You say you got electricity. Why don't you have some electric lights then instead of these here smelly old oil lamps?
I beg your pardon. They are not in the least smelly.
Well, that's what my mama always used to say down in Texas. She used to say, darn a smelly, smoky old lamp anyway.
I prefer the old-fashioned virtues myself.
You consider the oil lamp an old-fashioned virtue?
I most certainly do. Oh, yes. Just one thought, gentlemen. Prometheus.
I say, that brute of a wolf dog.
On guard, Prometheus. Just in case any of you might take it into your heads that you can avoid my hospitality. I won't be long.
What's he mean he won't be long? Where's he going?
I say, I wish that bloody beast would stop grinning in this direction.
Prometheus? That's no grin. That's a leer.
Keep looking at me with those bloodshot eyes, fangs like a bear.
Yeah, more wolf than dog, if you ask me.
That bell he wears on his collar is a fine bit of irony in itself.
Well, gentlemen, I haven't been any longer than necessary. I hope you haven't been bored.
Oh, not in the least.
Hi, Frankie. Old siffy cat.
Never mind the bouquet.
Frankie?
Yeah, Mr. Cooper.
You have the handcuffs?
Handcuffs? Hey.
Yeah, here they are, Mr. Cooper.
Oh, yes, very good. Now, Mr. Packard, if you lay your wrists along the arm of the chair...
What's the idea, Cooper?
On guard, Prometheus.
What's the matter with you, Cooper? Tell that wolf to lie down.
Now, Prometheus stands ready until you're all handcuffed to your chairs.
Well, that's ridiculous. You've shown us that we can't get out of the castle, let alone off the island.
That's right.
Then why handcuff us to our chairs?
In due time, Mr. Packard, in due time. Your wrist, please.
I refuse to be handcuffed.
Frankie? Yeah.
Why, you low down...
Doc, don't move. Look at that dog.
Good thing you didn't move, Mr. Long. Prometheus would have been at your throat.
Yeah, doggone.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you, Frankie.
That's the second dirty blow you've given me, Frankie, my boy. Packard the pachyderm, they call me. Never forgets an injury.
Now then, Mr. York.
Doc and I could give him a bit of a battle.
With that wolf standing over Doc?
Yeah, one whiff of his breath makes me weak at the knees.
But at least we've got a fighting chance.
No use, Reggie. Save it.
That's good advice, young man. Good advice. Now, the other arm. That's it.
Valley well don't like it. I can tell you that.
All right, Prometheus. It's okay. Lie down. Now then, Frankie, bring that table with the lamp on it over here.
Yeah, sure. Table, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, ain't you going to handcuff me the same way as you done Jack and Reggie?
Oh, that's right, Mr. Long.
Oh, yeah? But look here, why not?
Aren't you enjoying your special privileges? That's it, Frankie. Put the table right down here between us.
Yeah.
Look here, Cooper, I don't know what's going on, but could I ask one favor?
Oh, what's that?
Call off that wolf dog just long enough for me to get one crack at that polecat's mug.
What about it, Frankie?
Sure, why not?
Go ahead, Mr. Long. Nothing's holding you back.
You mean that? You won't sick that wolf on me?
Oh, I promise.
That's all I want to know. Here I come.
Well, come on. What's all this chatterboxing for?
Why not you come, huh?
Yeah, that's what I said.
All right. You asked for it.
Frankie,
Get to your feet. Get to your feet, you hear?
How the heck's he gonna get to his feet when he's sleeping like a baby?
I say, Doc, good work.
Well, what do you think I was doing? Waltzing with him?
Well, this is interesting. Yes, sit down, young man. Sit down.
Why should I sit down?
Huh?
Yeah, I just knocked out Frankie, didn't I? What's gonna keep me from treating you the same way?
What is?
Yeah, what is?
Why, Prometheus here, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Lie still. Now then, will you sit down, please?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Now then, my boy, we're about to enjoy that little hand of draw poker we missed out on last night.
Poker?
Oh, yes. And here are the cards.
Now, wait a minute, Cooper.
Quiet, Packard. You're not concerned in this.
Now, just wait a minute, Cooper. I ain't said I'd play you a game of poker.
Oh, but you will, of course.
Well, I don't know whether I will or not.
I think you will. Now then, sit down and shuffle the cards while I explain the wager.
No, sir. I ain't touching them cards till I hear what we are playing for.
It's to be draw poker.
Yeah?
You are scheduled to be a part of a scientific experiment of mine.
Don't listen to him.
Quiet, please. There's no way out for you. You're my prisoner, and I shall use you any way I see fit.
What's that got to do with this poker game?
Oh, just this. You're going to gamble with me on how soon the experiment takes place.
Do what?
Yes. Yes, instead of money, these poker chips represent hours.
Hours, huh? 24 chips, 24 hours.
Oh, yes. At this moment, you are 24 hours away from your fate. Every chip you lose brings you 1 hour closer to the experiment. Every chip you win from me adds 1 hour to your life.
You mean if I keep on winning chips from you, I keep adding hours to my life?
That's right.
And when I win all the chips in front of you, what happens?
Oh, I'm the banker. I can keep on losing chips as long as it suits my humor.
Well, what's we waiting for? This is right down my alley.
But remember, if you lose your stack, when those 24 chips are gone, it's the end.
Start dealing the cards, Cooper. Win, lose, or draw. This is going to be one rip-snorting poker game.
12 o'clock midnight in the Phantom Castle on an unidentified island somewhere off the west coast of Canada. Jack, Doc, and Reggie are the prisoners of Richard Cooper, who has hindered their search for Alexander Archer from the beginning. Now that he has brought the three comrades to this ancient island castle, they have found out the following. Alexander Archer himself is apparently a prisoner in the castle also, and at the moment very ill. That no one brought to this island by Cooper has ever left alive. That Cooper, besides being interested in keeping the outside world from finding Archer, is engrossed in some kind of scientific problems which have to do with experimenting with mountain lions and human beings. And finally, that Cooper enjoys playing with his victims as a cat enjoys playing with a mouse. Witness the manner in which he is working on the nerves and emotions of the three comrades.
Now then, inside with you.
But Jack, take it easy, Reggie. Come on. Good night. Well, here we are, Reggie. Back upstairs in our own special dungeon. Hardly call this a dungeon, though. 3 or 4 rooms as big as barns with all modern conveniences.
But what about Doc?
Well, what about him? He's downstairs playing poker with Cooper.
But it doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense around here. Why did he keep us chained to our chairs down there from 8 until midnight while he and Doc played poker?
I don't know.
And why did he suddenly decide he didn't want us about anymore? Why did he order Frankie to bring us back up here to our rooms while he and Doc went on playing poker?
I don't know that either.
I don't know what's the matter with me, Jack, but I'm afraid.
What of?
I don't know. If I could only find out, if I only knew. But you sense it, Jack, don't you?
Yes, of course. There's real, actual danger here. That's the reason we can't afford to lose our heads.
I don't know what's the matter. I've never felt like this before in my life. A sort of a creeping horror.
Come on over here. Sit down on the bed. Go ahead. Sit up.
Quite.
Now then,
Let's try to get to the bottom of this thing. There's reason behind what's going on here. A sinister reason, perhaps, but nevertheless a good, sound reason.
Of course. We started out in search of Alexander Archer, and this is Cooper's way of stopping us.
No, it's more than that. We've had proof that Cooper doesn't gag at murder. So if he simply wanted to stop our search for Archer, why didn't he kill us in Port Forest? No, there's something more.
The man's insane, in my opinion.
No, he's not. No, Cooper's deadly sane. As a matter of fact, he's so sane, listen to that. They're not pets. They're part of something he's doing, something that's very important in his life. If we could find out what that is...
I don't like it. You hear? I don't like it.
Listen. Let's analyze what Cooper's done to us so far. Let's see if it doesn't make sense somewhere.
Quite. I know I'm acting like a bloody blighter.
First, he kidnaps us and goes to a great deal of pains to make sure we're completely disappeared out of the world.
Quite. We're as non-existent as Jake Sims' body after Frankie threw him in the underground river.
That's number one. He's made us feel utterly in his power. Now, number two. He brought us to a heavily wooded island, in the midst of which is this great, evil-looking medieval castle.
Phantom Castle. Sank 2 centuries ago and then arose after lying on the bottom of the ocean all those years.
So he says. I want more proof than his word.
He says there's a history.
No matter where it's been the last 200 years, the matter of its presence here in this wilderness is too fantastic. We're not only lost to the world, but we've been plunged into a sort of nightmarish fairyland.
Land of monsters, screaming panthers, great wolf dog with bloodshot eyes and wicked fangs. Old man Cooper playing with us like a cat with a mouse.
There you hit the key to the whole business. He's a sort of god in this world. We're merely something to amuse him. He can poke us with his finger and watch us wriggle. When he's tired, crush us under his heel.
But that's mania, Jack. Wanting to be God, to subjugate his fellows. That's insanity.
He likes to dominate, yes, but his real purpose is something else, something scientific. Haven't you noticed how he keeps referring to the advancement of science?
You mean in connection with Doc?
Well, he's fixed his attention on Doc right now, yes.
That crazy mad poker game. Doc down there playing for his life. Each poker chip representing an hour in his life.
Doc never played better poker.
Whatever possessed Cooper to start a game like that? If he really intends to use us for experiments, what's the object of delay? Why sit down at cards and tell your victim that every poker chip he can win represents another hour of reprieve for him?
Well, in the first place, real gamblers like high stakes.
But Doc's life?
He's down there sweating agony right now, but if he ever gets out of here, this will be the one poker game above all others. I think Cooper is enjoying it just as keenly.
You don't think Doc is in any immediate danger?
Not now. Remember what Linda Joyce said? As long as you amuse Cooper, you're safe. Well, I think Doc's giving him the time of his life.
I hope so. When Cooper had us handcuffed to our chairs down there, I thought something beastly was about to happen.
Hold it.
All right. Come in, Doctor.
Hello, Linda.
All right, guard. Close and lock the door. I'll pound on it when we're ready to come out. Evening, Jack. Reggie?
Righto.
Late evening. Midnight, anyway.
Well, Mr. Cooper thought you boys might like to meet his assistant while he and Doc are finishing up their poker game.
Oh, they are finishing it up. Huh?
Yes. They're almost through. Dr. Thorne, I want you to meet Jack Packard.
Mr. Packard.
And this is Reggie York, Mr. Thorne.
Oh, yes. Oh, he'll do.
I'll do for what, Dr. Thorne?
What? Oh, yes, I see what you mean. Just talking out loud.
Perhaps you were, but I don't care for what you said.
Oh, come on. Let's try to get along. Everyone sit down.
Thank you, Miss Joyce.
You say Cooper thought we'd like to meet Dr. Thorne?
Yes, he's Cooper's assistant.
Assistant in what?
By his scientific investigations, of course.
Specifically, just what is Cooper investigating? What field of science is he so interested in?
Linda, I was under the impression these men were informed.
Well, you know how it is. Cooper was supposed to have told him, but I guess he didn't.
Very definitely he didn't.
Oh, yes, I see.
So, supposing you break down and tell us yourself.
If you wish, we are particularly interested in the sensation of fear, terror, especially as it is expressed in the human mind.
Fear? Terror?
That leaves a lot to be explained.
There's a very interesting experiment going on downstairs at this moment.
You mean that poker game?
Right. I was down watching a few moments ago. Extraordinary how much zest and vigor your friend Doc shows, even after 4 hours of steady playing. Oh, mind clear as crystal. Quick decisions, muscular reaction above normal, and all this because the man is playing for his life. Every fiber of mind and body are lashed to superhuman efforts by fear.
You mean Doc really is playing for his life? That business about each chip representing an hour?
Oh, positively. The number of hours until he participates in the most serious experiment, I may almost say in its final experiment for us, depends on the number of poker chips he has in front of him at the end of the game.
And when does the game end?
Let's see. Yes. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, isn't it, Miss Joyce?
Yes.
This man isn't being funny, Linda.
Funny?
He's perfectly serious about everything he's saying.
Oh, I assure you he is.
I wasn't sure. He spoke so glibly about using Doc in one final experiment. I assume you mean by that the experiment will lead to his death.
Almost certain to.
So, you have joined Cooper in the butchering business?
I beg your pardon?
Murder. Butchering your fellow beings.
Miss Joyce, what's this man talking about?
Well, after all, Dr. Thorne, you can't expect victims to look upon you as a very high type of individual.
I am a scientist.
Sure, but no one likes to die, even at the hands of a scientist, even for so noble a cause as the advancement of science.
The layman has a most peculiar point of view.
Dr. Thorne, if Mr. Cooper was to throw you to his pen of mountain lions...
Miss Joyce.
Oh, all right.
Did you say throw him in the den of mountain lions?
Oh, just a rather gruesome figure of speech.
May I ask you a question, Dr. Thorne?
Certainly.
You say you and Cooper are studying fear and its reactions on the mind and body of human beings.
That's right.
Then what are the mountain lions for?
I'd rather not talk about that, Mr. Packard.
Why not? They're a part of your experimental work, aren't they?
Yes, they are that.
Well then, why so hesitant to talk about them? I thought all true scientists were eager to discuss their work.
Listen. Prometheus is howling. That means Cooper's tied him up for the night.
And that means the poker game's over.
Yes.
Well then, Doc will be up here in a minute.
I don't know.
Why not? What do you mean you don't know?
Why, I imagine it will depend on how many poker chips he had left at the end of the game.
That was the understanding, wasn't it? He began with 24 chips, which represented 24 hours. Every chip he won from Cooper added another hour to his existence.
And with every chip he lost deducted an hour?
Oh, yes, that's right. If he lost all his chips, I don't think you'll see your friend again.
Linda, you can do something about that, can't you?
Why?
Of course you can. I don't care what happened in that game. I want to see Doc again.
But...
I won't take no for an answer. I want to see Doc again. You understand?
You're being unreasonable, Packard.
I don't care anything about reason. I want to see Doc.
Are you going to take us to Cooper?
It's no use, Reggie. If Cooper's decided...
Dr. Thorne, you're a dead man unless...
Hold it.
Hiya, folks. Here I am. Hey, Reggie, you ain't a-choking that fella, are you?
I was.
Well, doggone.
Close the door, guard. Everything's all right.
Oh, you're back with us for the night.
Why, yeah, sure. Why?
Well, we were just getting a little nervous.
Hey, you didn't think I lost in a poker game, did you?
We didn't know.
Shucks, no. Looky here. 32 poker chips. 32. Count 'em, folks.
Too bad it wasn't 132.
Nope. Cooper was too smart for that. Doggone smart poker player.
Well, you're satisfied then?
Sure, 32's better than a kick in the teeth, I always say.
That's it then. 32 hours to live.
Well, what the heck? I can do a lot of living in 32 hours. Doggone if I can't. Hey, Jack, Reggie, you folks awake?
What's the matter, Doc?
You know what them sippy cats done to me last night?
No, what?
Well, wait till I get my shoes on. I'll come in and tell you. There.
Morning, Doc.
Listen to my footsteps, will you? Every time I walk around in here, I feel like I'm in a big auditorium.
Well, it's big enough for an auditorium. What's your trouble?
Well, you think there's trouble?
Well, because you're up and dressed at 7 in the morning, that isn't natural.
Well, Jack, you know what that passel of polecats done to me last night? After we went to bed. Every hour, all night long, one of them guards come in and woke me up and made me give him one of my poker chips.
What's that?
I swear to my grandma he did.
But I don't get it. What is the object?
Didn't say. Just come in every hour and took one of them poker chips. You get it, Jack?
Yes, I'm afraid I do.
Then do a little explaining, will you?
You came up to bed last night at midnight with 32 chips you won in the poker game.
That's right.
And each chip represented an hour.
Yeah, 32 chips, 32 hours I had to go until they're going to perform some kind of experiment on me, according to Cooper.
Well, don't you see? Each hour they took a chip away from you. One of your hours gone. How many chips you got left?
Well, I don't know. I'll go get 'em and look.
But, Jack, that's childish. What's Cooper's objection?
Not so childish. Cooper knows his psychology. He's trying to create fear in Doc.
Oh, look here.
He knows that watching those chips disappear one by one, actually seeing his numbered hours slipping away, will have a much more potent effect on Doc's nerves. Hold it. He's coming back.
Yeah, they took 7 chips away during the night. That leaves me 25. Silliest darn thing I've heard of yet. Taking a chip every hour when they could just as well be taking all 7 of them this morning.
Didn't bother you any, though.
Well, it made me pretty darn sore, him waking me up that way. When you reckon they'll call us down to breakfast to bring us something up here, whatever they do for eat?
Doc?
Yeah?
Look here, old fella. Do you quite realize what those 25 chips represent?
Sure, 25 hours I got left.
Well, you're taking it with bally little concern.
Huh? Hey, Jack, what's eating Reggie?
A little on the nervy side this morning.
Certainly I'm on the nervy side. I didn't sleep well, and if you ask me, I think it's time we got out of this place.
No.
Yes, I do.
Well, how do you suggest we go about it?
I don't care. Let's do something.
Oh, shucks now, Reggie. Don't you getting all upset and stuff.
And as for you, Doc, you're crazy as the rest of these bally maniacs around here.
Yeah. Hold us, son.
Well, you are. Playing poker for your life, and then accepting the outcome as though you were paying off with toothpicks.
Reggie, you're in exactly the frame of mind Cooper was hoping for.
I don't care.
You're playing right into his hands. He's interested in the fear complexes. Now, if you work up a good crop of hysteria, you're liable to be the next experiment instead of Doc here.
Yeah, and we can't have that, Reggie.
All right, let them. I'm ready for any bloody experiment they can work up.
Reggie, you're going to give us trouble. Cooper's interested in scaring his man. If Doc doesn't scare, he hasn't got any experiment.
You're not afraid, Doc.
Well, up to now, I ain't seen nothing to be scared of.
But the whole bally atmosphere of this place.
Sure, it smells like some decayed slaughterhouse. But what the heck? The beds are good, food ain't bad.
Those chips they keep taking from you. The hours growing shorter.
Just plain silly.
Well, if Doc isn't concerned, I don't know why I should be.
Now you're talking. You're kind of on the young side yet. When you've done as much waiting for the worst to happen as me and Jack has done, well...
I suppose I look pretty silly to you, too.
You're doing all right.
Besides, son, looky. 25 whole hours to go. Well, heck, that's practically a whole lifetime. More things can happen in the next 25 hours than you could write in a dozen books.
Quite.
Well, look now. If everybody's dressed and everything... how about us kicking up a fuss and see if we can't get something to eat?
Just a minute, first, Doc. Reggie, do you give us your word?
About what, Jack?
That you won't in any way give Cooper the idea that you're frightened?
If you say so.
I do say so. It's important.
Righto.
All right, then. Let's see what...
Hey, here's somebody.
Excuse morning, gentlemen.
Well, if it ain't the old poker player himself. How are you, Cooper?
Oh, dear me. So bright and cheerful this morning.
Of course I am. Why not?
Yes, and I see by my watch that it's time you turned over another of those chips to me.
Yeah, another hour gone, sure enough.
Oh, I'm afraid it has.
Well, then I reckon I got to kiss another old chip goodbye. Here you are.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, look, Cooper. How about you and me playing another game of poker tonight?
What's that?
Yeah, my stack of chips is kind of dwindling. How about giving me another chance to build it up again?
No. I'm afraid not.
No, huh?
No, couldn't do that. Oh, you're much too good a poker player.
Oh, so you admit I'm too good for you.
Well, you were last night. I was lucky to keep your pile down to 32 chips.
Your problem in psychology isn't working out very well, is it, Cooper?
Packard, I was wondering whether you weren't going to speak to me this morning.
I said your problem in psychology.
Yes, I heard you.
Doc's got a lot of weaknesses, but one of them isn't an overactive imagination.
Yes, I'm beginning to find that out.
What you mean I ain't got no imagination?
In this case, it's to your advantage, Doc.
Yeah?
Yes. If you were highly imaginative, you should be in a sweat of fear about now, with all the hocus-pocus Cooper here is set up to work on you.
Yeah? Doggone, Cooper, that's a shame, wasting all your time like this.
No, don't mind me. If I could find a man with a complete lack of fear, I haven't done so badly. It will make an interesting note in the appendix of my treatise.
Huh? What's he saying?
Looks like you're to be an interesting note in his appendix.
Appendix, huh?
So he says.
Well, I'll tell him one thing. He won't like me in this appendix. He's gotta need an appendectomy the minute he puts me there.
You see, Cooper, he's scared to death.
Senseless conversation. Senseless. What's the matter with you, Mr. York?
I say.
Hunger. What about some breakfast?
Bit morose, aren't you, young man?
Quite. Always out of temper before I've had my coffee.
Yeah, when do we eat?
Food. Oh, yes, of course. Food. But I came up to see if you wouldn't like a little exercise before breakfast.
What sort of exercise?
Walk about the island?
Well, that's not a bad idea.
Yes, you've had little opportunity of seeing anything but the inside of the castle so far.
You mean you'll take us across the moat onto the main part of the island?
Yes, that was my thought.
Good. Let's go.
Yes, just a minute. You'll allow me to slip on the handcuffs first.
Well, what's that for? You said there was absolutely no way for us to escape from the island.
Yeah, you said we'd be killed if we tried to cross the reef that circles around this island.
True. But you might try it just the same.
Well, that would be our hard luck, wouldn't it?
No. 3 fine specimens. Mustn't take a chance of losing any of you. Besides, once out into the fresh air, you might take it into your hands to attack me.
Oh, that'd be silly if we couldn't escape from the island.
Nevertheless, you might do it, and I'm too old a man to be knocked about. Put your hands behind you, gentlemen.
No, I absolutely refuse.
Yeah, now, that's not at all friendly.
I tell you I won't. Not under any circumstances.
What's the matter, boy?
Reggie.
Yes, Jack.
Put your hands behind you. Put your hands behind you.
Quite.
Yes. Now, that's better. Here, no use to clench your fist like that. There. Now, Mr. Long.
Sure, clip 'em on. It's getting so I don't feel natural without these here cuffs on.
Now, you, Packard.
Go ahead.
But, Jack, we could have bashed this chappie right here and now.
You think so? Look at the guard at the door.
Yeah, and that elephant gun of his would have blown a hole in you so big.
Yes. Friendliness, good feeling. That's the spirit. Now then, are we ready?
Yeah, come on. Let's get started on this sightseeing tour.
Very well, gentlemen. Follow me. Now then, down these stairs to the drawbridge. There now. Open the door, guard. Dr. Thorne will be waiting for us on the other side of the drawbridge. Follow me, please.
This Dr. Thorne fella gonna take this sightseeing trip with us?
Oh, yes.
How about Linda Joyce?
No.
Hey, what you leaving her out for? Don't she like to go for walks before breakfast, too?
Now then, gentlemen, we'll lower the drawbridge.
Yeah, there she comes.
Yeah, but what started? What's making it come down?
No, you don't. That's my secret. There now, we can cross.
Doggone, crossing the drawbridge out of an honest-to-goodness castle. Wonder how many other folks in our generation's done that. Interesting, huh? Huh, Reggie?
I suppose so.
Hey, Red, snap out of it.
No, let me alone.
Okay, fella.
There now. That brings us across. And there is Dr. Thorne waiting for us.
Yeah. Hey, look, Cooper, I just happened to think of something.
Well?
You didn't answer my question a while ago.
Oh, didn't I?
No. I asked you if that Linda Joyce gal wouldn't like to walk with us.
Yes, I know you did.
Well, wouldn't she?
Young man, I'm afraid you'll see very little of Linda Joyce in the future.
What do you mean by that, Cooper?
I've just discovered an interesting fact about Linda.
Yeah? What?
That young woman got into my good graces for no other purpose than to discover the whereabouts of Alexander Archer.
Alexander Archer?
You mean Linda's on our side? She was hunting Archer, too?
Yes. Too bad, too. A very beautiful young woman.
What you mean, too bad?
Too bad for her. Excellent for me. Women make wonderful specimens for my work in fear hysteria. Yes. Wonderful specimens.
8 o'clock in the morning on a tiny unidentified island somewhere off the west coast of Canada. Last night, Doc won 32 chips from his captor, Richard Cooper, which represent the number of hours remaining to him before Cooper performs some mysterious experiment on him in his study of fear and fear reactions. Every hour, Cooper takes another chip from him, so that at 8 o'clock this morning, he has but 24 chips left. 24 hours to live. And now at 8 o'clock, Cooper and Dr. Thorne, his assistant, have taken the three comrades, hands handcuffs behind them, out of the castle and across the drawbridge to the main part of the tiny island for a before-breakfast walk.
Now then, gentlemen, we'll walk in a straight line through the woods to the shore.
Anything suits us.
Hey, looky, though. This is the funniest forest I've ever been in.
In what way?
Well, looky, there ain't a speck of brush or bushes or nothing like that anywhere you look.
Yeah, it does look more like a park than a wilderness.
Yeah, looky. Grass growing almost like it was planted. And look at them big trees. Ain't none of them got limbs growing lower than 20, 30 feet.
Oh, dear. How you notice things. Dr. Thorne? Yes, Mr. Cooper? Will you please give our guests a dissertation on this island as we walk along? Castle Island is almost circular. The diameter is not more than a mile in any place.
Not as big as I thought.
No, not so large. The reason there is no low-growing bushes is that there have all been cleared out. The same with low-hanging limbs. Also, all trees of less than 3 feet in circumference have been cut out. That is the reason for the park-like effect.
There was a reason for this?
Reason?
I mean, any reason except for beautifying the island?
Ah, very astute question. Dr. Thorne? Yes, isn't it?
Well, then there is a reason.
I can assure you there is, but go on, Dr. Thorne, come on. Yes, the castle sits almost in the center of the island. The tiny river that brought your launch yesterday from the ocean to the castle is nothing more than a small inlet. Not really a river at all. It furnishes water for the most about the castle and comes to an end just back of the castle.
Hey, look. What's that flashing through the trees over yonder?
What's that? Where?
Can't see it now. Look like the shadow of some animal or something.
That must be Prometheus. Yes. Here, Prometheus. Come here, boy.
You mean that wolf dog runs loose out here?
Oh, yes. This is his playground. There he is. Come here, Prometheus. That's it, boy. To heel.
Why do you keep that bell on him, Cooper?
Oh, he never makes a sound. That's how I know when he's about.
Don't make a sound. Man, I sure heard him whooping it up last night.
Oh, yes, when he's tied up. Never when he's loose. It's the wolf in him. Now then, if you'll notice the huge trees, you can see the ocean already.
Yeah, I see it. We're going down to the beach.
Yes. See here, Packard. What's the matter with Mr. York? He hasn't said a word since he began this stroll.
Leave him alone. He's just in a mood.
That's interesting. Is he inclined to moodiness?
Seldom. But when one comes on, it's a blank one. Can't get a word out of him.
It's too bad. I don't like sulkiness.
I think I can give you the reason, if you want to know.
Oh, certainly I want to know.
It was what you said about Linda Joyce.
Linda Joyce? What's his interest in her?
Well, do you have to be interested in a girl to feel squeamish over her prospective murder?
Oh, now see here, Packard.
Well, isn't that what you indicated? Didn't you say that she was to become one of your experiments?
Dr. Thorne, these young gentlemen simply can't get it through their heads that sacrifice in behalf of the advancement of science is not murder.
You bet we can't get it through our heads.
The snuffing out of life is murder only when it is done wantonly, when life is wasted to no purpose.
That may be your interpretation, Dr. Thorne. It's not ours.
No?
Murder is the taking of a human life, under any circumstance.
Oh, dear. Then you call legal execution murder? You're
misinterpreting my meaning to justify what you and Dr. Thorne are apparently doing.
But my dear Packard...
I don't want to argue with you about it. All I got to say at the moment is, if you and Dr. Thorne kill that girl, or any one of the three of us, for any of your scientific nonsense, you've a great deal to answer for.
You called what Mr. Cooper and I are doing scientific nonsense?
I do.
Then I have no patience with you.
Well, fella, if you think we got any patience with you...
By the way, Mr. Long...
Yeah?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you for another of those poker chips.
Hey, you mean another hour's gone already?
Oh, yes, I'm afraid it has. My, how the hours do slip by, my friend.
Okay, here's your chip.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I still got 23 chips left.
That's right. 23 more hours before Dr. Thorne and I can commence our experiment.
I wish to heck so you'd give me some idea what this experiment is going to be.
Oh, no. That would never do.
Thorne, you don't look like a man who'd stand for this sort of thing.
I don't follow you.
You do follow me. You know that hour by hour, Cooper asked Doc here for those chips, for no reason in the world but to try to break down his morale.
Oh, there's no malice behind it. No, none whatever. Simply a scientific problem, a psychological theory put into practice.
A diabolical attempt to drive Doc into an hysteria of fear.
Oh, no, not diabolical. A well thought out plan to stimulate terror so that we may study reaction in its progressive stages.
Forget it, Jack. Shucks, I ain't no scared now, and I have been.
Well, I know I've taken about all of this. I intend to.
That's a silly statement.
You think so?
Certainly. There's nothing whatever you can do about it, so why make any pretense there is? Oh, come now, let's not lose our tempers. We're coming down to the shore.
Hey! Wait a minute!
What's the matter, Doc? Doc, what's the matter?
Jack, come over here.
What is it?
Looky, there in the grass.
Skeleton.
Bones of a human being.
Cooper! Thorne!
Now, Packard.
Cooper, what is this skeleton? Another one of your scientific experiments?
Oh, dear. Dr. Thorne, I thought all evidence had been removed.
Just an unattached bunch of bones laying in the grass.
You know, you two men are, to my mind, a pair of the worst unhung scoundrels in history.
Dr. Thorne, what happened to Mr. York? He's over there leaning against a tree, being sick. Oh, unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Dear. Shall we continue our walk?
Come away, Doc. Looking won't do you any good.
Yeah, I reckon. What do you suppose happened to him, though? What's he doing laying out here in the woods?
I don't know, and I don't want to think about it.
You suppose that's what me and Linda Joyce will be doing a couple, 3 days, laying out here looking like that?
Are they getting to you?
Dr. Thorne? Yes, Mr. Cooper. Bring Mr. York along. Packard, Mr. Long. Not too fast.
Don't pay any attention to him. Listen to me.
Yeah, I am.
Listen, Doc. That was a plant. As sure as we're on this island.
A what?
A plant. They deliberately brought us this way so that you'd stumble onto that skeleton.
You mean they didn't murder it?
I don't know about that. Perhaps they did. But they are doing everything they can to break you down. That skeleton was put there for no other purpose.
Well, son, they almost succeeded that time.
You feel better now?
Yeah, some.
Well, get hold of yourself, because there's something more in store.
There is?
Yeah, I don't know what. But this walk isn't just for the exercise, so watch out.
What'll we do? Just go on like them bones didn't even faze us?
Can you do it?
Sure, why not?
All right. That's the way we'll take it, then.
Poor old Reggie.
Yes. But it's playing it smart. He knows he can't talk without giving away the fact he's scared, so he's not saying a word.
Here, boys.
Huh? You talking to us, Cooper?
Yes. You're taking it too fast. We'll wait for Dr. Thorne and Mr. York.
Well, we're practically on the beach. There's no place else to go.
Yes, well, here they are. Yes. Now then, will you explain about the beach and the reef?
Hey, looky, seagull.
Yes, you see, it's low tide now. Notice that sawtooth reef of rock out there, about 200 yards?
What about it?
That reef extends around the entire island. High or low tide, the water out there is so torturous, neither boat nor man can stand it.
Yeah, I know. Cooper's already told us it would be suicide to try to get past the reef.
Well, now you can see for yourself. And now, here's something else. There's a block of wood. Watch when I throw it in the surf.
Hey, where'd it
go? It should have floated, but it disappeared the minute it hit the water. The undertow is so vicious about this island that a man wading out to his knees would be immediately sucked under.
Doggone.
Why do you make such a point of it?
Because I don't want to see any of you make the silly attempt of trying it.
Why would we, if we knew we couldn't get across the reef anyway?
In due time, Packard, in due time.
What do you mean, in due time?
Oh, well, there's a reason for everything. Everything we're telling you. All you need to know now is that it would be suicidal to step feet in that surf.
You're certainly making it tough for anyone with an idea of escaping from this place.
No. We haven't done that. Nature did that for us.
Man, this here's sure some before breakfast walk. What else you got to show us that might whet our appetite?
Yeah, well, yes. Let's go ahead. Come along, Prometheus.
Where do we go now?
Back to the woods again, only on a different route.
Come on, Reg, old kid, perk up. It ain't the world that's so bad, it's just some of them skunks that inhabit it.
Philosophy from that young man.
Well, what about it?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Go right ahead.
I've been expecting you to drag that gag out again. What's the matter, Cooper? You like my conversation better than you did?
As a matter of fact, I don't. But you don't need to worry. You won't be gagged anymore. 23 hours more. I can bear with that.
Darn nice of you.
Now then, Mr. Long.
Yeah?
It's to your advantage to keep your eyes open. The more you know about this island, the better off you're going to be.
I don't get you, fella.
You will in due time. I'm just warning you. Make yourself as familiar with every nook and cranny as is possible.
You mean I'm going to be out here again?
Yes, and under very different circumstances next time.
Such as what?
Never mind that. May I point out to you that little ravine down there? There's no place to hide or defend yourself down there. It would be a trap for you.
Hey, what you talking about?
And over there's a big hollow stump. Keep away from that for the same reason. Yes. Never let yourself get in a position with your back to the wall.
Hey, I can't get heads and tail of what you're talking about. Can you, Jack?
No, but I'm beginning to get ideas.
Don't try to climb trees. It's utterly useless. As a matter of fact, your only chance is an out in the open running fight.
All right, you fellas are the doctors. An out in the open running fight it is. But what the heck am I going to be a-fighting?
Better tell him about the little rocky precipice over to the left, Dr. Thorne.
The last man who tried that...
Yeah, what happened to him?
Tragic.
Well, ain't that a doggone shame? And I still don't know what happened to him.
He died there.
Cooper, I want to ask a question.
Certainly.
Why is it the mountain lions aren't screaming this morning?
What's that?
They kept up an infernal racket all night. Why are they so quiet this morning?
Cougars only scream at night.
I see.
Yeah, that's it. In the daylight, they're as silent as Prometheus here. Creepy, slinky things.
Jack, you mean...
Treacherous? Oh, yes. Never trust a cougar.
1. Richard Cooper is preparing Doc Long for a scientific experiment in his study of fear and fear reflexes. 2. Doc and Cooper played a game of poker, but the chips represented hours instead of dollars. At the end of the game, Doc had 32 chips, which represented 32 hours of reprieve before he faced the experiment. Each hour since the game ended, Cooper has taken a chip from him, so that now at 3 o'clock in the morning, Doc has returned 27 chips. 27 from 32 is 5. Doc has 5 chips left, 5 hours of suspense before he faces whatever it is Cooper has in store for him. Every hour during the night, someone enters his prison room, awakens him, and takes another chip.
Mr. Long? Mr. Long! I say, Mr. Long!
Huh?
Yeah. Mr. Long, wake up.
Huh?
Wake up.
What's the matter?
Well, did I finally awaken you?
Yeah, I reckon you did all right. That you, Cooper?
That's right.
Come for another poker chip?
Yes, another poker chip. Another hour.
Yeah. Well, there you are. Now go away and let me go back to sleep.
Getting a little bit shy of chips, aren't you?
Yeah, only 4 left.
Uh-huh.
Now looky here, Cooper. There ain't no use you standing there picking on me. I know it's only 4 hours. So why not go away and let me get my rest until them 4 hours is up?
But my dear fellow, aren't you worried?
No. Do I look worried?
My, such perversity. You're in real danger, young man. Serious danger.
Don't say.
You have every reason in the world to be frightened.
Okay, now you had your say.
Why, well, I suppose so.
Then will you go away and let me get some sleep?
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see about this. Where is Packard?
He's sleeping in the other room. You coming in here every hour to get a poker chip from me was spoiling his rest.
But isn't anyone worried? Upset?
Look, Cooper, we only start worrying about things when we know what we're worrying about. Now, will you be good enough to get out of here?
Mr. Long, you're coming with me.
I'm a-doing what?
Come. Get up. Put your shoes on.
Hey, look, I got 4 hours more.
Do you want me to call the guards and have you handcuffed?
Oh, all right. Doggone. When's a fella supposed to get his rest anyway?
Oh, hurry. Get your shoes on.
And them darn lions. Why don't you keep your cats quiet at night?
Come, you're wasting time.
Hey, looky. Maybe I should ought to wake up Jack.
No.
But supposing I insist.
Mr. Long, now don't delude yourself. I will shoot on the slightest infraction. Now, come along.
Yeah.
Guard, close the doors.
Which way now?
To the right. Prometheus.
Hey, is that old wolf dog? Where'd he come from?
Been lying outside the door all the while. Come. Move along.
So you not only got a gun, but you're bringing fangs along, too.
Yes, of course. It seems wise.
Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't in the least mind busting you.
Oh, get such thoughts out of your mind. They're futile.
Uh-huh. Where you are taking me at? That fellow sounds a lot closer than he did.
Yes, he does, doesn't he?
You mean we're visiting one of them pens of lions?
Now then, take these steps down.
I ask you, are we visiting them there lions?
Pay attention to where you're walking, young man.
What you mean?
Can't you see there's no rail on the outside of these steps?
There ain't. Why ain't you got some light around here then?
Keep close to the wall unless you want to dash your brains out.
But I can't see nothing. Only light there is that there lantern you're carrying.
Just keep close to the wall. You're all right.
Boy, howdy. Hey, we must be right down among them.
Yes, we're getting nearer.
Hey, ain't we getting down to the ground level?
Slightly below. There now. That's all the steps.
So this is where you keep your little playmates?
Yes, part of them.
Hey, what's the matter with that wolf dog?
He doesn't like the lions.
Yeah, I can understand that all right. Doggone, it's dark down here.
Wait, just a moment.
Hey, electric lights.
That's right.
But why electric lights down in the basement and none upstairs?
We need them down here in our work.
Same being what?
Scientific research. Scientific research, my boy.
Man, I don't like that.
There. Here we are.
You mean we've reached where you're taking me?
Just a minute while I open the door.
Who is it out there?
Hey, that's a girl's voice.
There now.
Hey, Cooper, it's Linda.
Yes, Mr. Long. I'm afraid it is.
Hey, what's she doing down here?
Oh, Mr. Cooper, let me out of here. Let me out of here.
Oh, there, my dear. We've come for you. Mr. Long, will you go bring Linda out?
Bring her out? Why can't she come out herself?
She's chained to the wall.
Why, you dadgum polecat.
Here now. Take this key and go release her.
You're blame right. I'll go release her.
Oh, Doc.
Don't you worry, fella. We'll have you out of this. Hey, Cooper.
Doc, he's locked you in too?
Cooper, you double-dealing, two-timing skunk.
My dear Mr. Long, you're so simple, it's a shame to take advantage. Good evening.
Hey, he turned out the lights.
You see?
I don't see nothing, except I'm mad enough to tear this whole castle apart.
Mad? I'm scared. I'm so scared that even if I wasn't chained down...
You really are chained to the wall.
Yes, for 10 hours now.
Well, looky, he gave me a key. Let's see if I can unlock you.
Yes, if I could just move around.
Yeah, here's the lock.
Be just like him to give you the wrong key to raise my hopes.
No, it's the right key, all right. And there you are.
Really and truly?
There. That feel better?
I don't know. My arms and legs are so numb.
Well, you just lay out here and let me get the circulation going again.
Now I know how you boys felt after you've been riding horses all day.
Yeah, only you didn't give us a rub down like I'm a-doing for you.
I don't dare.
What you mean you didn't dare? Hey, for the love of Mike.
Oh, no.
Hey, Linda, that thing's right down here in the room with us.
I know, but it can't get to us.
What you mean it can't get to us?
The room's divided by iron bars. They reach from the floor to the ceiling.
You mean we're on one side of the bars and that old mountain lion on the other?
Yes. I've been down here with it for 10 hours.
Holy cats! What for?
I'm one of Cooper's experiments. Listen.
Hey, what's that? What's he doing?
He's been gnawing those bones over there for hours.
Son of a gun. He must have teeth worse than a wolf dog.
Haven't you seen one up close?
No.
Look, you can see his eyes. Down close to the floor.
Yeah, green and yellow.
He lies there, crunching those bones and watching me. watching.
Hey, let's just turn around here so we can't see him. Just plain ignore him.
How can I ignore anything that that's been pounding on my brain for hours.
Yeah, kind of feel something creeping up my back. Wonder what kind of bones they are.
I can't stand much more of this.
Hey, looky, try to forget it for a minute. I gotta talk to you.
Oh, all right, what?
Well, it's like this. Me and Jack and Reggie figured you was part of Cooper's gang.
That's what I've been pretending. I had Cooper fooled. I've been with him for almost 4 months now.
Yeah? Well, what happened?
I made a mistake. You remember the other night when Jack told me that Alexander Archer was here in the castle?
Yeah? Hey, I wish you'd stop that.
Well, I tried to find where he was being kept.
You mean you've been a hunting Archer, too?
Yes. I found him, too. I even got in the room where he was, but Cooper caught me.
But what you doing this for? What's Archer mean to you?
I'm his niece.
You're related to Alexander Archer?
Yes. My sister and I are his only living relatives.
Sister, huh? Where's she?
You remember the girl who fainted in front of your door at the hotel back on the mainland?
Hey, she was your sister? The girl we turned over to the authorities?
Yes. I knew she'd be safe with them, so I came on with Cooper to try and find my uncle.
Cooper said he knowed Alexander Archer for 35 years. How come he didn't know about you?
He did. But he'd never seen us. We were kept in school in Europe since we were little girls. He thinks that's where we are now.
He don't know you're Archer's niece, even now he's caught you?
No. He thinks I'm just another investigator trying to find my uncle.
Well, what do you know? You ain't never been on this island with him before?
No, but I know what happens to people who try to find Alexander Archer. I've heard him tell it too often.
You mean you know what he means when he says he's going to use us for scientific experiments?
Yes.
Tries to scare you to death or something like that, ain't it?
I think of the first girl he's had. I don't know what he's going to do with me.
He ain't going to do nothing to you if we can help it.
I don't think anybody can do anything. Look, what can we do down here?
Yeah, I've been wondering myself.
How many hours have you got left?
Well, I got 4 poker chips left. If he sticks to his bargain, I got 4 hours left.
And then do you know what's going to happen to you?
No, but I wish I did.
Oh, stop it! Stop it!
Hey, Linda!
I don't care! I can't hang on any longer!
Linda, stop it, do you hear?
I want out of here! I want out of here!
Hey, I hope I didn't hit you too hard.
That's all right. What difference does it make?
Now, looky, honey, there ain't no use getting all worked up over this.
No use getting worked up. You say that. When in 4 hours, you'll be on the island, stripped to a loincloth with one of those things after you.
Hey, what did you say?
Nothing to get worked up about, huh?
Hey, is my hair standing straight up?
Well, it should be. If it isn't, all you have is a knife and an 8-inch blade, and you can run and hide or do anything you want. And all the time, that mountain lion will be creeping along behind you on its belly.
Hey, but mountain lions are afraid of human beings.
They're not if they hadn't had anything to eat for a week or 10 days.
And you mean I got to fight a hungry lion out there with nothing on?
Funny, isn't it?
Hey, cut that out, will you?
Very, very funny. Oh, Doc. Doc, I'm so scared.
At last, Doc knows what is in store for him. He learned from Linda Joyce 2 hours ago when the two were locked down underground in a dungeon separated from a hungry mountain lion only by bars. Then he learned that in 2 hours, when the last of his poker chips are gone, he's to be turned loose on the island with a hungry cougar. And his only weapon of defense will be a knife with an 8-inch blade. Now he is back in the big rooms where he's locked up with Jack and Reggie.
Well, doggone it, Jack, it's the darndest thing yet.
Now, sit down, Doc, and tell us what happened.
Yeah? Well, it's just like I said. About 2 hours ago, while you and Reggie were still asleep...
Why didn't you awaken us, Doc?
Anyway, Cooper come in here and got me and took me down into the cellar.
Cellar?
Well, anyway, a lot of underground rooms where he keeps his mountain lion and stuff like that.
Is that where the cats are? Down in the lower regions of the castle?
Well, some of them is, anyway.
Yeah, go on.
Well, and then he opened the door, and there was Linda.
Down with the mountain lions?
You ain't kidding there, none, fella. And what's more, she was chained to the wall.
Doc, what are you talking about?
I'm a-telling you, Jack. It's just like I said. One big room with iron bars reaching from the floor to the ceiling, running down the middle of the room. On one side of the room was Linda. On the other side, a big cat with green and yellow eyes, laying on his belly, watching her and gnawing and crunching bones.
And she was chained to a wall down there with that thing?
For 10 hours, she told me.
How was she taking it?
Pretty darn bad. Honest, I don't know when I felt so sorry for anybody. She's so blamed scared she wishes she was dead right now.
Well, you don't look so composed yourself.
Well, if you knew what I know...
Well, why don't we? What are you holding out on us for?
Now, Jack, looky. You seen them 2 poker chips?
That's all you have left?
That's all. 2 chips, 2 hours. And you know what's going to happen to me when those 2 hours is up.
Doc, you know...
Yeah, Linda told me. You know what she said, Jack? You know what that little old gal said to me, Jack, down there in the black hole, scared so bad she wished she was dead? And with that cougar thing gnawing and crunching and messing with them dead bones?
Oh, look here.
Doc, stop it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what she said. They're stripping me down, Jack. Stripping me as clean as a whistle. Maybe they'll leave my shoes. I don't know about that.
Doc, will you listen to me?
No, you listen to me. It's kind of interesting, fella. Yeah, kind of interesting.
Doc, please.
Yeah, when they come and get me in my birthday suit, that is all except my shoes, maybe. They're going to turn me loose out there on the main part of the island with nothing but a stabbing knife.
What do you mean, turn you loose on the main part of the island?
Yes, they are. And that ain't all they're turning loose out there. No, sir, you betcha it ain't. They're turning loose a nice big tawny mountain lion that ain't had nothing to eat for 10 days.
That's ridiculous, Doc.
It ain't ridiculous. It's just the way Linda told it to me, scared to death, wondering if that's what was going to happen to her, too.
It's happened before?
Yeah, that's it. That's why the other folks before us who tried to find Alexander Archer disappeared out of the world and ain't never been heard of since. Unless you count that skeleton we seen out on the island yesterday, hearing from them.
Doc, listen to me.
I'm scared, Jack. I ain't never been scared in my life before. I know that now. And I'm only the first. There's you and Reggie and Linda after me.
Yes, of course.
Doc, stop sitting there rocking like that. Get hold of yourself.
Everything fixed out there so the cougar can go any place I can. Sneaking up, crawling along on his belly, his mouth a-watering. Hamburger for a mountain lion. That's all I am. Living, walking hamburger. Jack, you slapped me.
I did?
Yeah, I had to do that to Linda down there in the cage.
You all right now?
Yeah, I think so. Still got the creeping jitters.
And that's exactly what Cooper's been working for. He's finally broken you down.
I was being down there in the dock with that thing, cracking bones and watching, and the smell, that meaty smell.
Don't get started again. Are you sure you haven't been framed?
Huh? Oh, what you mean?
Are you sure Linda and the mountain lion weren't just a setup? That the whole thing wasn't just another of Cooper's experiments in fear?
You mean Linda was faking? If you think she was, you're crazy. There ain't nobody could act like she was unless they meant it. Besides, she's Alexander Archer's niece.
What's that?
Yeah, she's been thrown in with Cooper so she could reach her uncle. That's why she was so interested last night when you told her Archer was here in the castle.
So that's where she fits into the picture.
Yeah, and that's why she's in trouble now. She got to looking around and found where Archer was being held. Just as she was getting to the room, Cooper caught her.
That's something to know. But we're getting away from the subject. Right now, we've got to concentrate on you.
And fella, if anybody ever needed concentrated on, it's me.
It's hard to swallow. It seems incredible that Cooper would do what you described.
I know it's true. If a girl ever told the truth, Linda Joyce was a-telling it.
Well, then we've got 2 hours to do something about it. I still wonder...
Looky, Jack. What about that walk Cooper and Dr. Thorne took us on yesterday morning, out on the main part of the island?
Quite. The moat of swift water about the castle so that once across the drawbridge, neither man nor beast can get back.
And all the brush and undergrowth cut out. And all the limbs trimmed off the trees up 20, 30 feet. A fella have a bad time trying to get up a tree away from a mountain lion.
I say, it's all perfectly clear, Jack. Don't you remember them warning Doc not to go down into the little gully because he would be trapped?
Yeah, and to keep away from hollow stumps and that about going on that rocky ledge because one fella tried to do and that's where he died.
And then they kept repeating over and over, keep out in the open. Out in the open was his only chance.
Jack, are you listening?
Yes. I'm just thinking about a person's chance of escape by water.
But there ain't a chance, Jack. An undertow that'd suck a fella under before he had waded out knee-deep all around the island.
Well, they've made it pretty plain that there's no escape. That you're going to have to face that animal.
Yeah, such nice people.
What did they do with Linda Joyce when they brought you back up here?
They took her out to, I don't know what they're doing with her.
But Jack, are we just going to sit here? Why aren't we doing something?
If you can suggest something.
What about getting that door open? Doc, you say you can open any lock that's made.
Big old lock like that? Not without some tools. Besides, even if I could, the guard outside the door couldn't help knowing what's going on.
Then the windows.
Barred.
And even if they weren't barred, it's a good 50 feet straight down and the moat right below.
We did it in Seattle, tied the bedclothes together.
The water's too swift, and the banks are straight up and down. It just won't work, Reggie.
Besides, we can't cut through them bars, and that's all there is about it.
But there's something, Jack. Jack, I'm not going to sit here and let them take Doc out.
Neither am I. The next time they open the door, we make a break.
Yeah? You mean we're going into action?
It's desperate. We haven't got a chance in 1,000.
What do we care about that? I feel better already.
Why have we waited this long?
Yeah, that's what's been the matter with me. Sitting around doing nothing. No wonder I got scared. I ain't never been scared when things is busting. What we been a-waiting for?
We've been waiting for a break. The odds have been too heavy against us.
Then you've thought of something?
No. But there's nothing to lose now. If Doc's going out to be eaten alive by a mountain lion, he'd better die right here and now.
Yeah, a fighting folks I can fight back at.
I see.
And if Doc goes, you and I will go next. So we might as well make a fight for it right here and now.
Now you're talking, son. That makes me feel like Doc Long again.
Reggie?
Yes.
See that oak chair over there?
Why, yes, naturally.
Can you smash it up? Pull it apart?
Do what?
Those oak legs will make just about the right size clubs to lay a man out.
I get it. I'll take care of it.
Hey, Jack, we're fist fighters. What we want clubs for?
We want something more than fists to fight gunmen with. And if you want to tackle that wolf dog Prometheus with your fist...
Oh, doggone, I plumb forgot about him. Ooh-wee, there goes a good oak chair.
Don't make kindling wood out of it, Reggie.
No, I'm not. Just saving the solid oak legs, though.
What we gonna do? The minute the door opens, rush out and lay everybody out in sight?
No. If we can pick them off one at a time, before they realize...
I say, here you are, beautiful clubs.
Doggone. Hey, I want that one.
All right. Now, each one lay his club where it won't be seen at first glance, and yet where he can grab it up quick.
Yeah, I get you.
What do you mean, Jack?
Undoubtedly, the next person in here will be Cooper.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, let him get in. Let the guard get the door shut before we make a move.
But I say, he'll be armed and he's bound to have that wolf dog with him.
Wait until he's in and the guard has closed and locked the door.
Hey, somebody's coming.
Relax. Take your signal from me.
Good evening, gentlemen. Guard, close and lock the door. I'll be talking to these men quite a few minutes. To heel, Prometheus. No. Sit down. Don't stand on ceremony.
What do you want, Cooper?
Why, I think it's time to collect another poker chip from Mr. Long.
Yeah, I guess it is, ain't it?
Yes. And that will leave you only one.
Uh-huh. You want I should give it to you now?
Oh, yes, if you will, please.
Yeah. Here it is. Got him, Jack. I'm holding Cooper's body between me and the dog.
Use the clubs, Reggie. Use the clubs.
He's gonna jump.
Look out. That won't never tear anybody's throat.
Doggone. Anybody hurt?
That brute slashed my arm, but not badly. But when he jumped you, Doc...
I kept Cooper's body over my face and neck. He couldn't get at me.
Is Cooper dead?
No. The wolf wouldn't touch him. Here, give me a hand. Stuff him under the bed.
Huh? What are we going to do now?
See if we can't lure the guard in here. Is that wolf's body out of sight?
From the door it is.
All right. Hey, guard! Hey there!
What do you want?
Cooper wants you in here.
What does he want?
Didn't you hear the noise? That wolf's gone mad. He wants you to shoot him.
Is that what that noise was? Where is he now?
We got him locked in the next room. Hurry up, will you?
Did you see?
Attaboy, Jack.
Not so loud. Here, get his body into the room.
Hey, what you shutting the door for?
Listen, now comes the hardest part. We'll be shot on sight.
So what?
So we're not giving up, no matter what happens. Right?
Right.
Everything or nothing.
And won't they be surprised to see me at the pearly gates? Well, come on, Jack. Let's get it going.
There's no use barging out there in the hall until we know our objective.
Well, that's easy. Our objective is to get off this island quick.
Yes, but let's know what we're doing. What we have to do to get away.
Well, for one thing, there's 7 or 8 guards to be disposed of.
Hey, they won't all be on the job at 6 o'clock in the morning.
There'll be enough to give us trouble. Now, first, the guards. Then I think we want to capture Frankie.
Who?
Cooper's handyman. The fellow that's been slapping us around.
But we haven't time for revenge now.
But he's the one who piloted the launch in through the reef.
Righto. We need him to take us safely out across the reef.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
All right, then. That's our plan.
Put the guards out of commission. Capture Frankie and make for the launch.
That suits me. Let's go. Hey, wait a minute, though. What about Linda Joyce? We ain't leaving her behind.
Quite. And Alexander Archer. After all, he's the reason for us being here.
They go with us, naturally.
You mean you was planning it that way all along?
Certainly. Now then, let's go. And above everything, keep together.
Yeah, come on. Got your oak club, Reggie?
Rather.
Well, here we go. Here. Wait a minute. We're making too much noise. Take off your shoes, tie the strings together, and sling them around your neck.
Yeah, okay. Only I hope somebody don't go and step on my toes. Man, do I hate having my toes stepped on.
All right. What about it?
I'm all set.
Righto.
Then let's go. Keep your eyes open.
Did you ever see a gloomier place than this at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Half light of dawn. Bit on the dark and dreary side.
Keep it to yourself.
Quite.
Seen anything of anybody yet?
No.
Neither have I. This here takes us down them wide marble steps to the main floor, don't it?
Doc, will you keep quiet?
Sure, why not? Darn these stone floors. My feet are getting cold.
What you need is a gag. Now then, we're going downstairs.
Doesn't seem to be anyone up here.
Hey, Jack, let's put our shoes back on. I fight a lot better with my shoes on.
Might as well. They won't make any more noise than your mouth.
Of course not. Huh? What'd you say?
Quiet. Come on, Reggie. Put your shoes back on.
But we'll make such a bally lot of noise.
Doesn't seem to matter. Apparently the only guard on duty was the one we got in front of our door.
If that's the way it is, then all we got to do is find Frankie and Linda and Archer.
Sure, that's all.
Well, it is.
Do you know where to start looking for any one of the three?
Huh? No, but...
Well, come on downstairs and see what we can do about clearing the coast for a quick getaway.
You see, we ain't making so much off of no...
Jack, Doc, wait.
What's the matter, Reggie?
Look, down there in the shadow.
Well.
Doggone. A guard sitting down there with a gun across his knee.
Apparently sound asleep.
Jack, how about me tiptoeing down there?
Nothing of the kind, Doc. I saw him first, and if any one of us goes down after him, I go.
One person would have a much better chance of getting down without waking him.
Sure. How about me getting started, Jack?
I'll go myself and settle the argument.
Hey, no.
What about it, Doc?
Okay, let him go. Only smack him good, Reggie.
You think I won't?
He's got a lot of steps to go down. Take it easy.
Righto. Now then, you bloody blighter, stand up.
What's that?
I said stand up.
Yeah.
Quite. I don't like bashing a sleeping man. But I don't in the least mind tapping a man on his feet.
Reggie, look out!
What's the matter, Jack?
Get back upstairs here! Get back upstairs!
Stop where you are, or I'll shoot.
I say.
Reggie, are you shot?
I slipped and fell. I'm all right.
Good boy, Reggie. Good boy, fella.
Who shot at me?
Our friend Dr. Thorne.
Yeah, darn his hide. Hey, you Thorne fella, what's the idea?
I say, there's dozens of them. Where did they come from?
Dr. Thorne, I warn you not to come any further than the foot of those stairs.
Shall we go up and get them, Doctor?
How are you, Frankie, old kid?
Now, Frank, I want to talk to them first. How did you men get out of your rooms?
By knocking out Cooper and the guard.
You mean Cooper entered your room without his wolf dog?
Shuckins, we took care of him, too. He's about the deadest wolf dog you ever seen.
There's no use you men making all this trouble. You haven't got a chance of getting away.
Reggie.
Packard, did you hear what I said?
Give us a minute, will you? We're talking it over.
Go ahead, but hurry up.
What about the furniture, Jack?
Pull it all over here by the head of the stairs. We're going to need it for ammunition if they rush us.
Now you're talking, fella.
Shh. Hurry. Doc and I'll stay here at the head of the stairs and keep them occupied.
Righto.
All right, Dr. Thorne.
You're ready to surrender?
Well, not until we've asked you some questions.
Well, what is it?
Will you make me a deal?
What sort of a deal?
You had every intention of using us for guinea pigs. We were to die. Now we've got Cooper in our hands. Maybe he's going to die.
You men would murder Mr. Cooper?
Why not? You and he were going to murder us.
But we're scientists. If you kill Mr. Cooper, it's a wanton waste of life.
I won't argue the fine points of morality. Death won't embarrass Cooper any more than it will us. Now then, if we save Cooper's life, what can you guarantee us?
I don't intend to guarantee you anything. I've got 9 men here who can overpower you before you can touch Cooper. All I'm doing is giving you a chance to surrender before you get hurt.
How's Reggie coming?
He's got chairs and tables and benches piled up and more are coming.
This is your last chance. What are you going to do?
I'm afraid you'll just have to come and get us, Dr. Thorne.
Give me your gun, Dr. Thorne.
Under no circumstances are these men to be shot, Frank. We want them alive.
Yes, so you can feed us to the mountain lions, I suppose.
All right, Frank. Take your men and go get them.
Yeah, okay, all right. Come on,
Here they come, Reggie.
Righto. Give them this Chesterfield to start with.
Grab a hold, Jack.
Yeah, let her go.
Doggone. We sure busted up to charge of the light brigade that time.
Righto.
Woo-wee, looky at 'em. 3 guys ain't on their feet yet. Come on, Dr. Thorne. What's the matter with your gang? Send them up again.
Frankie, go up and get those men.
With them throwing furniture at us?
You heard what I said. Go up and get them.
If you give me that gun of yours.
Absolutely not.
Well, I ain't going up them stairs and have them throw furniture at me. How about the rest of you mugs?
Hey, what's the matter down there? You got mutiny on the hands, Dr. Thorne?
Now then, gentlemen, up with your hands.
Cooper!
What's all this nonsense? Dr. Thorne! Mr. Cooper! Is that you? Certainly. I've got these men covered. Come up and get them. Hey, Frank, did you hear that? Go up and get them.
Sure. Come on, you mugs.
Hey, Jack, are we going to take this?
No, get Cooper.
I warn you, I'll shoot.
Then go ahead and shoot.
Get that man, York.
Well, Mr. Cooper, that's all of them.
You shouldn't have let Mr. York roll down those stairs like that.
He's unconscious.
How about Packard and Mr. Long, Dr. Thorne? No, both unconscious but not badly hurt. Packard's got a cut on the head that will need 3 or 4 stitches. We'll take care of it. I want these men kept in good health. Frank, you and one of the men go down and bring Mr. York's body up here.
Sure. Come on, you mugs.
The rest of you men, go back to your posts. Yes, 3 fine fighting men here, Dr. Thorne. Different than any specimens we've ever had before. Dangerous. Very dangerous. They said they knocked you unconscious. Yeah, they did. I recovered. Made the mistake of not tying me up. You certainly saved the situation. That's it. Lay him down over there. Easy with him. That's all.
Sure. Come on.
What did you find, Dr. Thorne? How was Mr. York? Nothing broken. Good. That's very good. That blow on the head that knocked him unconscious? No, might be a slight concussion, but I doubt it. That's a fine figure of a man, Doctor. A fine figure of a man. Youth. And courage and spirit. Yes. You know, Dr. Thorne, if we can create real fear in that magnificent body, his feats of strength would be prodigious. Prodigious. What about Doc Lorne here? He has just a half hour more until we should begin preparing him for the experiment. Yes, the experiment. Will he be fully recovered by that time? I can get him ready. He'll have his full strength and a clear mind? Positively. Good. Then I'll go along and tell Frankie to prepare Cougar. You're using the tawny lioness, aren't you? Yes, gaunt, hungry, viciously hungry.
Well, if I gotta go, why don't I go and get it over with?
All in good time, Mr. Long. All in good time.
Gonna take me out there and toss me to a mountain lion, huh?
Oh, no. That isn't the idea at all.
It ain't, huh? You mean me and one of them cougars ain't gonna fight it out among ourselves out there on the island?
Dr. Thorne's coming with his instruments.
Hey, what instruments?
Oh, yes. Are you ready, Dr. Thorne? Yes, I believe, Mr. Cooper, I believe I am. I see you have Mr. Long stripped to the waist.
Now, you looky here. What's going on here? What weight you got there?
Just sit quietly, Mr. Long.
How am I going to do anything else with my wrist handcuffed to my chair?
Yes. Now, if you just take this thermometer into your mouth.
Hey, I don't know whether I...
Thank you. Just close your lips. Now then, Mr. Cooper, will you make notations?
Oh, yes. Certainly, Dr. Thorne. Pulse normal? Normal, eh?
Yes, respiration slightly over normal.
Some slight sign of agitation, Dr. Thorne?
Oh, yes. Reflexes greatly sharpened. Pupils of eyes slightly enlarged.
Reflexes sharpened, pupils enlarged.
Now then, let's have that thermometer.
Yeah, you should ought to flavor your thermometer, Dr. Thorne. Make it more interesting to suck on.
Temperature varies slightly on the eyes.
Will you tell me what you're all doing this for?
Outward signs of nervousness expressed in continued shifting of feet.
What you mean, shifting of feet?
Yes, Doctor.
And increased strident quality in voice.
Doggone you fellas.
Yes. And wouldn't you put down that startled curiosity which he shows in each of our statements? Wouldn't you put that down to a rising fear?
Oh, definitely.
Jack, I can't stand it any longer. I tell you I can't. Sitting here like this and watching them make cold-blooded analysis of Doc.
Will you cut it out, Reggie? You're certainly not helping Doc's morale any with your hysteria.
What do I care? I'm afraid. Do you hear me? I'm afraid.
Hey, Reggie, cut it out, will you?
No, I won't. If you think I'm going to sit here and like it while those two inhumane jackals sniff about for living human flesh to destroy...
Reggie! You crazy fool!
Well, Mr. Cooper, it appears a fine case of hysteria has developed right under our noses.
Yes. Interesting.
Get away from me, do you hear?
Now, my boy.
I warn you, don't come near. I'll sink my teeth into the first one who comes within range.
The fear of the trapped animal, courage of terror, desperation.
Well, what else are we but trapped animals? Caged, examined, talked about to our faces as impersonally as though we didn't understand. Monsters, you monsters, do you understand?
Mr. Cooper, this specimen is developing into a much more interesting case than the others.
Hey, I resent that.
Specimen?
Interesting case. Doesn't it occur to you that we're living human beings like yourselves? No, not like that. No, I'd rather die like this than be contaminated with the stain of blood on your hands.
I think we should send Mr. York out this morning instead of Mr. Long.
Now look what you went and done, Reggie.
Send me out? Go ahead, send me out. I'd rather be any place than chained to this chair, tortured in mind and body, waiting. No, go away. Don't come near me.
Get behind his chair, Dr. Thorne. Put a gag in his mouth. Then he can't bite.
No, I tell you, keep away. Keep
There. That'll take care of his desire to bite. Now then, Mr. Cooper, will you write down these new observations? Well, let's see. I think he's in our files as specimen H24, isn't he? That's right, yes.
Jack, what's eating Reggie anyway?
None of us is showing up to a very good advantage on this adventure, I'm afraid.
Something queer here, Mr. Cooper. Huh? Now, what's that? Pulse normal, respiration normal. But good heavens, Dr. Thorne. A man couldn't be in this fit of hysteria and show normal heart and lung action. I know. Look at the pupils of his eyes. Nervous reflexes. Perfectly controlled. But see here, Dr. Thorne. What does it mean? Mr. York. You're a fraud.
What's that? What did you say, Thorne?
Your friend York here is apparently trying to assume the role of a hysterical man for some purpose of his own. Take the gag out of his mouth. Yes.
So that was it.
What you mean, Jack, so that was it?
There you are. What's the idea, Mr. York? Did you think you could fool me for 1 minute?
I didn't know. I hoped I could.
But why, young man, why? What was your object?
I thought if I could sell you on the fact that I was in a sweat of terror, you would send me out instead of Doc.
Hey, what you talking about? You were trying to muscle in on my date with that there mountain lion?
Well, if you want to put it that way.
Well, darn your ornery hide, Reggie.
Dear. Apparently the spirit of altruism is pervading the halls of science.
And I don't suppose you'd understand that, would you, Cooper?
No, I don't think I do.
Well, that's another nice little paragraph for your treatise on fear. That in the ordinary human, the desire to come to the aid of a fellow being in distress is stronger than fear, even the fear of death.
Mr. York's wasting our time. I think we have a complete record of data on Mr. Long.
All right. I'm going out and face a mountain lion. What else?
The problem in fear psychology, which we're studying today, is twofold. First, to what heights, what super strength, what cunning can the human mind and body be raised when stung by the lash of fear? Number two, we know that the mountain lion is a cowardly beast. We are interested in finding out whether hunger is a stronger force in a cowardly animal, or whether fear will dominate even the gnawing pangs of hunger. Well, an interesting experiment. Vital to our study.
There's only one trouble with your experiment.
Yes? What's that?
Doc isn't afraid.
I wonder. Cooper, perhaps this would be a good time to tell him the rest. Yes. Yes. We have a little surprise for you, Mr. Long.
Yeah?
Yes. We've decided at the last minute that you are not to go on this last adventure alone.
I say, will you send me?
No, that's not possible, Mr. York.
You mean Jack?
No, I'm speaking of Linda Joyce.
Hey!
Cooper, you don't mean that.
Yes, I do, Mr. Packard. Linda Joyce.
But the girl, you can't do that. She won't have a chance.
It will give our heroic young friend here more incentive. A chance to stroll through the woods with a beautiful young woman.
That ain't fair. That's taking advantage. Go ahead, send me out, but don't send her. Can't do it. You can't do it.
Dr. Thorne, I'll go bring Linda in. Yes, I'll release Mr. Long from his chair. Yes, I'll be right back with her.
Jack, ain't there something we can do to stop this?
There's nothing, Mr. Long. Now then, when I release one wrist, lay it over on the other. One hand is still cuffed to the chair, and your ankles to the legs of the chair. Don't try to be heroic.
Yeah, okay.
There now. You dare strike me?
Good work, Doc.
Kind of staggered him, even if I was sitting down.
Put your wrist over on the other one. We'll just leave both hands cupped to one.
How about my ankle?
I'm going to release them now.
Well, anyway, I can stretch my legs. Beginning to get cramped. Hey, here they come.
Oh, yes, my dear, yes. Come right along.
Hello, Linda. Hey, fella, it ain't as bad as that.
All right, Mr. Long. Up out of your chair.
Yeah. Looky, fella, we're gonna be all right.
I'm not afraid. I just can't help crying. I just can't help it.
All right, let's get started. Come along.
Jack, Reggie, I can't go out like this. I'm not ready. Bringing in Linda like that throws me all out of stride. This ain't the way to do it. I tell you, I'm not ready. I ain't even said goodbye to Jack and Reggie.
Ugly, Jack. Ugly. Everything's ugly.
Reggie.
Yes?
I've got one of my hands loose. I think I broke my thumb, but I got it loose.
What good's that going to do?
If I can break the other arm off this chair before they get back, that's what I've got to do. Break the arm off this chair before they get back.
Now then, down these steps to the drawbridge. Just a moment. Dr. Thorne, will you open the door? Come now, outside to the drawbridge. Wait now, we'll lower the drawbridge. Right across now. Lead the way, Dr. Thorne.
Yes, will do. I'll release you first, Miss Joyce. Now you, Mr. Long. Keep your gun on him, Mr. Cooper. There you are, Mr. Long. You'll find a knife with an 8-inch blade stuck in that first tree over there. You'll have 5 minutes before the lioness is released. All right, Mr. Cooper. Back across the bridge. Goodbye, Linda. Good luck, Mr. Long. Raise the drawbridge, Mr. Cooper.
Hello there, fella.
Doc, what's going to happen to us?
I reckon my mama was right, Linda. She always said I'd come to a bad end.
7 o'clock in the morning in the great gray castle on an unidentified island somewhere off the west coast of Canada. Doc and Linda Joyce have been turned loose on the island outside the castle with a hungry mountain lion in Richard Cooper and Dr. Thorne's scientific research into the realm of fear and terror. The drawbridge has been drawn up, and Dr. Thorne and Cooper are on their way back to the great reception hall to await the outcome of their experiment. Thorne had left Jack and Reggie with their wrists handcuffed to the arms of their chairs. But while they are out of the room, Jack and Reggie have been taking things into their own hands.
Hurry, Jack. We can't have much time left.
Yeah, this'll do it. There it is.
You're free, Jack.
You bet I'm free. Now let's see about you.
I'm handcuffed to a solid oak chair. I can't...
Here, let me see.
Don't wait for me. You've got to help Doc.
Look, if I can break the arm off the chair, then we can slip the handcuffs right off. I'm going to tip the chair over on the side with you in it.
What's that for?
So I can get more leverage to tear off those arms. Here goes. Sorry. No time to be careful. Now then. Those arms were put on there to stay.
Get up and jump on it.
No, if it breaks, I'll come down on you.
It'll be a pleasure.
Well, here goes. There. Now look out for yourself.
Righto. I say, that did it.
Yeah. Did I hurt you?
Not at all. Now the other side. Turn the chair over.
Oh, you go. There. This arm doesn't seem to be as solid. All right. Here goes. I hit on the back of my neck.
Hurt you?
No, it's all right. Listen. Cooper and Dr. Thorne coming back. Quick, over by the door. One on each side. One sock on the jaw apiece. Don't miss. I'll give the word. Hold it now. Get him, Reggie! Got him! Yeah, quick. Dr. Dr. Thorne has the keys to these handcuffs.
Which only goes to prove Richard Cooper and Dr. Thorne didn't have anything a solid clip on the chin wouldn't cure.
Well, here they are. Let me unlock the cuffs dangling from your wrists. Now the other. Now, unfasten mine. Now then, hold Cooper up. Now the same with Thorne. Yeah, there. And that takes care of the two masterminds.
Now, do we go after Doc?
Here, these are what we've been needing.
Revolvers. I say, splendid. After Doc now, huh?
Yes. Wait, let's take these extra handcuffs along. We may need them.
Hurry, Jack. Doc's out there with that mountain lion.
Come on. Hold it. Get back.
What is it?
Frankie's coming this way. Keep her on the corner. He slugged me twice. This is my part. Hold it now. Hello, Frankie. My compliments.
Perfect, Jack. Here's a pair of handcuffs.
Pull his arms around. We'll cuff him to this pillar.
Well, that takes care of Frankie. What about the other guards, though, Jack?
I heard Cooper say they were all down in the servants' quarters at breakfast.
But they won't be there long. Do you suppose there's any way we could lock them down there? Keep them there?
Yeah, I wonder. Let's go see.
But Doc and Linda Joyce out there, Jack.
I know it. There's so many things that should be done. But let's mop up as we go along. If the guards get on the job, we'll be right back where we were before. This is the way to the servants' quarters. Come on, down these steps. Listen. I hear voices. All right. Come on. There we're down. Don't a man move or make a sound. We just as soon shoot as look at you. Reggie, go over there at the other end of the room and lock that door.
Right.
You'll be interested to know that Cooper and Dr. Thorne are in chains along with your fellow thug Frankie.
Jack.
Yes?
I can bar this door from the outside, the same as that other one.
Go ahead. Then come around here through the passage. You men are prisoners. You'll remain in here until we get this situation cleaned up. Thank you for your attention. Good morning. Shoot the bars into place. One more. There. Now chain them into place. That you ready?
Quite. No one will ever get out that door.
Nor this one. I think we got them all, too. I counted 11 in there.
Now, can we go after Doc?
You bet. And on the run. Come on. Up the steps. This way, Reggie. This way to the drawbridge. There, here. This is the door leading out to the drawbridge.
And there she is.
Yes, wait a minute. How are we going to lower it?
Jack, we haven't time to wait for that.
Well, if you can tell me how we're going to get across the moat. Wait a minute. What did Cooper do? He didn't press a button. I was watching him. He said, watch this. And as he raised his hand, the bridge began to descend. Just being dramatic, Hey, maybe that's it. Maybe he's using a magic eye. Raise your hand, Reggie, and walk back and forth along the rampart. Everything else that's happened is on a par, so that's his secret. The magic eye. Here we go. Keep your gun handy. With that lion loose. They're bound to hear us. Doc! Doc!
Jack! Reggie! Here we are!
Wait a minute. Let's get the direction.
Here we are! Here we are! Hurry, please!
This way, Reggie.
Oh, hurry! Hurry, please!
We're getting there.
This way! This way!
Come on, folks. Let's get this here thing over with.
This way!
There she is. I see her through the tree.
Why didn't you come sooner? Why didn't you come sooner?
Linda, where's Doc?
Why didn't you come sooner? There beside the tree. I think he's going to die.
Die? Here. Let me look at him. He's a long way from being dead.
I say, you mean it?
Battered up some. Pulse is good. Not much loss of blood.
He isn't going to die?
Certainly he's not going to die.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, he was wonderful. wonderful.
I say, where's the mountain lion?
Over there. Dead.
What's that? You killed him.
Yes. You never saw anything like it. It was awful.
Catch her, Reggie.
I'll be all right now.
Reggie, we got to get you back to the castle, all right? Now you're getting free ride back to the castle.
No. Put me down. I'll be all right.
Not a chance. The conquering heroes always ride home on the shoulders of the happy throng. How about it, Reggie?
Righto.
But how did you get out here?
That's a long story. You'll hear all about it. What I want to know from you is, where is Alexander Archer held prisoner?
There's a suite of rooms right off the great reception hall. He'll be awfully glad to see you.
Well, that pleasure is coming to him. Within the next 10 minutes, I hope. Yeah, this is the key, all right. And there we are. Come along, Linda.
Yes.
Is that you, Cooper?
That's him.
Cooper, why don't you answer?
Oh, Uncle Alex. Uncle Alex.
What? Who are you?
Linda. Darling. Linda.
Linda, my child. Linda.
Oh, Uncle Alex. We've worked so hard trying to find you, and now you're safe.
Oh, no, not in this castle. Not with Richard Cooper.
Richard Cooper is a prisoner.
Linda, who is this man?
Jack Packard. He and Doc and Reggie found you. They did it all, Uncle Alex.
Oh, thank you, Packard. Thank you.
How do you happen to be here bedridden like this, Mr. Archer?
A year in confinement. My health is broken.
Oh, you'll be all right now.
Oh, yes, my dear. I'll be all right. It was that miserable $1 million insurance policy. Richard Cooper used to be my best friend. Then he got mixed up with that fellow Dr. Thorne. Went completely unbalanced on the matter of probing into people's minds. Then they began to need money. I had made Cooper executor of my estates. We were that close. But when he began to show signs of unbalance, I decided to take things out of his hands.
And that's when he turned against you.
That's right. He and Thorne got the idea of kidnapping me and pretending I was dead. $1 million on my life would go to the estate, which Cooper was executor.
Well, it's surprising the insurance company didn't suspect Cooper from the start.
In the outside world, he has a very fine name. He was a fine man before he got mixed up in all this.
Oh, let's don't talk about it now. Let's get out of here.
You think you can be moved, Mr. Archer?
You mean we can get out of here?
Reggie's getting the launch ready. Cooper and Dr. Thorne are aboard.
The reef. Frankie is the only one who can take the launch through the reef.
Don't worry about that. Frankie's down there at the wheel now with a gun at his head. He'll take us through the reef, all right.
The adventures of Jack, Doc, and Reggie have come to you in I Love a Mystery. Created and written by Carlton E. Morse. Scripts copyrighted by Morse Co. Incorporated. Produced and directed by story editor Jim Harmon. Featuring Les Tremaine as Jack Packard and Tony Clay as Doc Long. Others in the cast included Jim Harmon as Frankie, Jack Lester as the rustic Mr. Cooper, Art Hearn as Captain Frenchie, Corey Seaton as Laura, and Barbara Gratz as Mrs. McGinnis. Consultants, Frank Brzee and David Lloyd. Your announcer, Fred Foy. This presentation has come from Hollywood.